Yo, what's going on out there, fight world? It's your boy Money back with another one, fam, and we here for the boom, bang, boxing. What's going down, fam? Y'all smash that like. That shot into the BUILDING. Smash that like. Errol Black, what's going on, champ? How you feeling? How you feeling? That's right, Justin James. Can't catch a Moby Dick with a fishing pole. Can't catch him with a fishing pole. It is. For 01 Assassin, what's going down? Mr. P, what's going down? Ivo, what's going on? Laura, what's going down? Queen. John Tony, what's going down? Todd Swindle. Yeah, I just hit the live. I just hit the live. Gotta make sure Dreeko pop in. You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure Dreeko pop his in there. On Mac, what's going down, bro? Mark Grimes, what's going down? Oh yeah, we can talk about the Cool Boy fight, of course, bro. Cool Boy got dead in on every level, fam. On every level, you know. It knew he's an animal. Oh, to the B, what's going down? Lori said since the car accident, what car accident you was in? You can't handle Tank, bro. Anyway, can't handle Tank, bro. All right, Drake. I see you. Just let me know when you're ready, Drake. Anyway, can't handle Tank, bro. Tank a whole different animal. Tank a whole different animal. You feel me? That's something different. Got all design on me. That's on me, baby. Now I rock with it, knew it for real. Anyway, knew it how they want to say the name. But man, smoking bud, what's going on, my brother? Oh, Oscar, give me your cash out, bro. Let me see your $10, bro. Let me see your 10 bucket rooskies, fam. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it true. I knew he was gonna get Fortin, bro. I knew it. But I was just trying to rock with Fortin because I like him. But I knew he my dog, man. That's why I want to really bet no real money on that fight. Kwame, what's going down, bro? Laurie say, what the fuck, Laurie, for real? Did they catch their ass? Exactly. All right, bro, that's just too much, bro. That's his fourth division, bro. That'll be your sixth division you got to go up to, bro. No, that's getting to 130. You feel me? That's getting to 130, bro. My brother, I appreciate that 10. It's all love, fam. But you could have got it if you wanted. Yo, Shay. For real, say. Yeah, that man didn't stand a chance, bro. They knew he my dog, man. I don't even know why I entertain this shit. You hear me say? I don't know why I entertain that shit, but I did. Mr. Shan, for sure he the monster, bro. For sure he the monster. Hey, Zay, why did I come down there fucking with them people? Why would I go entertain that shit in the first place, bro? For real. I bet a little $10 on it though. But I ain't gonna lie. I thought Cool Boy was gonna do way better than that shit. Like I thought he gonna do way better than that shit. You feel me? That shit that he put on in the first round, I say, nope, he done. He's washed. I ain't gonna say washed, but just the way he was moving in the second round, and I also how he knew. I say they pissed the Nui off. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I say they pissed the Nui off.
Stay in my room. All right, bro.
All right. Yeah, man. I knew you gonna whoop that boy ass, man. Now they can stop hating on him. Knockout, what's going down? Adonis, what's going down? I will say that's like putting Crawford on there with Tyson Fury. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But shit, he the one saying it. We just doing a little Dreeko wrong. Hey, nah, we gotta get Dreek his credit. Dreek don't run from nothing though, and Dreek have some valid points. He just don't know how to put it out there. Dreek ain't no rag dog now. Hold on, we ain't gonna do that now, Kwame. I ain't gonna go this far to say Dreek a rag. Goddamn, Kwame. Man, Justin, you have to come up too many weight classes, bro. Max Khalik was going down. Yeah, Johnny, no doubt. So do you get the suit ass or something, Laurie? Shit. Right, Kwame. Facts, Todd Swanee. Like he ain't want to fight that motherfucker. He didn't even use that shit the right way, bro. To be honest with you, a lot of people kept saying that ain't the right distance. Oh, don't man, Cool Boy could have used that. He could have used the length and the height better than what he did, bro. But he went out there trying to, yeah, that power scared him. But I'm telling y'all, when I seen him sitting down, bro, when they showed that little clip of him sitting down in the locker room, when they showed that little clip of him sitting down in the locker room, bro, and he looked at nervous as fuck, like he didn't want to beat her, I knew it was a problem. Facts, Philip. Huh, Kwame? Money, why to post that? Money, why you post that? Why post what, bro? Hey Kwame, we can use this platform to roast ugly man too. We got Drink in the building.
What's up, bro? You all right?
What's going down, my brother?
Oh man, same old, same old.
I ain't surprised you showed up. You feel me, Drake?
Huh?
I said I'm not surprised you showed up. I knew you'd go pop up.
You know that. You know how we do, bro. We just, we slide in and out. You hear me? Testing.
How about are you perfect, bro?
Okay, cool. Yeah. What's been up? How was your day, man? What's going on?
Man, sleeping the whole damn day away, bro, from last night. Nigga up all night.
Yeah, man. I was well out. He called me this morning. Earlier today. He was like, "Dreek, hop on, man. The thing, man." I said, "I got smoke with you anyway. I'm glad you called." He's all right, good. I'm hopping on. I said, "Oh, god damn."
I supposed to been over there, man. Myers and that motherfucker knocked out, bro.
Man,
Tired
woo,
as a bitch.
man, how'd you like it? I heard you cooking a little bit on the fight uh earlier when you was cooking on Inoue and
Oh yeah,
Cool Boy.
poison. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was straight. It was straight, man. But I knew like Inouye, that's one of my favorite fighters, man. I've been trying to put people up on Inouye and give him his just one his credit that he deserved for a while now. Like I said, they pissed him off with we're talking about the raps and shit. You feel me? A lot of people kept trying to make that out to be this and make that out to be that, but he just proved who he was, man. And he deserved his just doing his credit. You feel me? So now they gotta respect that man from coming up to 122 and in his first fight taking on Cool Boy Steph, and not just taking him on, demolishing that man, bro.
yeah,
Like he showed that it was different levels, taking those two scraps, so they can't say shit now. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely, man. I he surprised me, man. I didn't think he was gonna be as dominant as he was. You
Yeah.
know, I thought, okay, it's gonna be a little filling out process. Man, he felt right at home, and I thought Cool Boy let him get too comfortable. Cool Boy should have imposed his size on him, early and pumped that jab because Cool Boy couldn't miss with the jab, man.
When he settled down a little bit, he started landing a few shots, but even trying to impose his will, like even in the clinch, he didn't even look stronger than Inouye, bro.
Right,
To be
right,
real. Yeah, he didn't
right.
even look stronger than Inouye, not even in the clinch, bro. So it's like he was just, I don't know, bro. Like I say, when I seen him sitting down, he looked intimidated from the beginning before the fight even started. You can go look at him. I don't know if they showed that little clip where he was in his locker room, right? He
Mm-hmm.
was sitting on some little stool, bro, but his face expression with all his clothes on, the nigga looked like he was ready to go back home, bro. I'm like, nigga, do you want to fight? Because you ain't, you know what I mean? Like, bro, you look like you just, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
depleted. You look
yeah,
like you looked depleted to me, bro. I swear on my steady soul, bro. I say, damn, Cool Boy, you look
yeah,
depleted, bro.
yeah.
You like you don't even want to be there.
I seen that in the press conference too when it was giving the press conference about the gloves, and it was
Yeah,
like he wasn't even disappointed. He was like relieved, like kinda. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know, he was acting like he didn't know what his coach was talking about. Like it was a surprise to him and all that. I was like, wow, what's up with this cat? You know what I mean? Like,
man.
but, but
Hey,
yeah,
we're fucking with that Japanese man.
man, he went over there to Japan, picked on the wrong little jap. Yeah, he wasn't playing. He had something for him. You
So
know?
Kwame say, is that the illest nigga in Nebraska? Is you powder food?
What's going on, Kwame? In the
But
building.
it's
Yeah.
time, man.
Yeah, it's time we do it again, baby.
Yeah, and it's time
Yeah.
for your boy to get that ass whooped, bro. So now all this leads up to, you know what I'm saying? It leads up to something now. It don't
Yeah.
just lead up to something black. We be back on the same, situation you're on. Now
Right.
we on to, what we saying have to make sense and they have to show on Saturday night.
Yeah.
You feel
Yeah.
me?
Yes.
We is
Yes.
here.
Yes. It's
We is
finally
here.
upon us.
The grand arrival has came.
Yes. Yes. Man, listen, like I was saying earlier, man, on Key Show, man, I'm so happy to be a boxing fan. And uh Goon Show, man, it's good to be a boxing fan right now, man. They spoiling us, they giving us all these good fights, man. Every week, I be thinking I'm missing a fight. We done had so many good fights. I be like, who fighting this week? You know what I mean? Cause this,
Facts.
bruh, they treating us good now, man. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
This is bittersweet because I know we're gonna move on to another subject, but man, this right here.
Yeah, we here, bro. We here. Like the honest God truth, we here, bro. And it's like this is what we've been waiting on.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what we've been waiting on. And now that we got it, all the talking, it don't matter how much I finna whoop your ass today, how much I whooped your ass yesterday. Everything go play out on Saturday night. You
Hey,
feel me?
hey, it just I'm gonna just say this though. You know that statistic that Glazier put up that showed how many uh losses and how many wins that PBC got versus top rank. You seen that?
Nah, I ain't see that, but they don't have nothing to do with Saturday night.
No, it ain't got nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with
You
Saturday
feel me?
night.
Like they people looking for anything to get an edge or to get you know what I'm saying, a little. Oh, it's this, it's that. They ain't got nothing to do with what's gonna happen on Saturday night, my boy.
What's gonna happen on Saturday, man?
Oh, you know what's gonna happen on Saturday. EJ about to tap that ass, get that scrap. You know what I mean? How Bud sitting over there like, I mean, I tried my best. I'm not upset. I'm still a Hall of Famer. When it's all said and done. Um,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been undisputed before. He just not figured it out. I mean, he just not feeling what it is to be undisputed. But I've been undisputed before, so he just not becoming undisputed. So, you feel me?
Is that what's gonna happen?
Hold on, we got my dog O to the B in the building. Oh, what's going down, man?
Man, salute to the big stepper, man. I see y'all about to get it in. Last time this happened, you know what I mean? Dreek came to OTB boxing training camp. So
Yeah.
Dreek, I expect you to bring that shit. You dig? It's only right, man. I
Understand me?
stepped in.
This the only man I feel right here. You understand me? You see that? Y'all see that? That's the only man I feel right here. You understand me?
I ain't never looked so good in the mirror. I see. You
Yeah,
feel me?
cause you look like me, baby.
I ain't never looked so good in the mirror. I see.
Cause you look like me, son.
Hey, but nah, though, before I get out of here, man, salute to both of y'all, man. I just want to tell y'all, because since we wanted this fight, both of y'all put a lot of energy and effort into us actually seeing this actually come to fruition. So before y'all kick this debate off, I gotta say to the big dog and the big stepper, we appreciate everything y'all about to give us. And big dog, you better bring that shit.
Yeah. You know it. You know it. I appreciate you too, OTB, and your fight breakdowns, man, and everything. And you know, just keep it coming, man. I learned a lot from Money. I learned a lot from Keon. I learned a lot from OTB. And so, yeah, we're gonna do our best, man. And hopefully somebody in the chat will pick up some information that they don't know about each boxer, or maybe pick up some that they don't know about their favorite boxer or something. So hopefully somebody will go away with a tad bit more information than what they came in here with. You understand me? Brooklyn.
No doubt. We're gonna get my brother Zay in this thing to moderate a little bit, right?
Oh
So we
yeah.
gonna, we gonna touch on a few things. Did you see the grand arrival today, bro?
Oh, what's that?
The
With who?
grand arrival, the grand arrival with Earl and Bud. They've been in Vegas, but You know, they showed them boys, coming into the arena.
I didn't, bro. I was I work from home, so I got behind it there. I was actually on Keon's show, no excuses, but I was at work then and I couldn't really concentrate on, you know
Oh
what I'm saying?
no,
Yeah,
it ain't nothing but the grand. Nah, I just checked it out myself. Like
yeah.
before I got on her, I just checked it out. Key ain't even checked it out yet, so he wasn't
Oh, okay.
even check it out.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
it
Nope.
just
I
happened
ain't see it
today.
yet.
Yeah, the grand
Oh,
arrival just happened today.
okay, okay.
You
Nope,
know,
I ain't even here.
that's when they come in. You know, usually the grand arrival would be when they just touching down to Vegas. But
Yeah,
Earl and Bud, shit, they been in Vegas, so it's like they ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Nope, I ain't even here. I ain't even here.
My dog Matthew
Nope.
Thomas coming through showing love, saying let them know meet and greet in Vegas at the Resort World H Cigar Lounge, 728 at 7 p.m. Bring your bag. We want that smoke, free smoke, Junior.
Mm,
Appreciate
mm.
that love. Appreciate that love, man. But like I say, once again, thank you to my brother Dreek for coming up, being a worthy opponent as always, right?
Yes,
I ain't
sir.
never
Yes, sir.
seen a man get their ass whooped so much by another man and they still show up to the fight.
Me either.
But man, Dreeko is that guy, bro. Like, I whooped this man ass so much.
Right,
Hey,
right,
my dog still show up to the fight.
right. I cut you. I cut you. I cut you. Oh, Adonis, listen. There was a dude named Adonis in the chat. Before I even said my name, he said, "Oh,
Oh, there you go, Z.
key 10."
There you go, Zay.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, what's up? What's up?
What's
What
up,
what what,
Dreeko?
what happened, Dreek?
Hey,
Salute.
salute.
Oh, he say, oh, he got key two. Dreeko zero, Monnie-Brown one workman. Oh, they talking about for brother when we whooped y'all ass earlier. You
Oh
know
well,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? We had to put
Oh,
them paws on y'all boy a little earlier. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I couldn't hardly hear though, man. It must have been my info. Like I could, it was going in and out. I was trying my best to hear, man. I was in the wrong. I don't know what it was today, man. Either I was online, I was too close to the laptop. I don't know what it was, but I was picking out bits and pieces. And I was trying to. No excuses though. Y'all got that, you know.
Can you hear us, cool, Zay?
Yeah, it was an echo, but I got it. I got it taken care of.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, we win that thing. Mark Nash, that undercover Crawford lover. You know what I'm saying? Now he's finally coming out the closet since we're getting a little close to the fight. You know what I mean? But I like both, man. You know what I'm saying? What up? You know what I'm saying? I like both. What
I
up?
like
You know,
both.
he got the little sound bites over there that he like to play and shit. But
I
Mark
like
supposed to
both.
game, man. We supposed to. You say that I got him blocked or some shit, but I haven't blocked him. I don't know how to find him to unblock him. But he supposed to came and help me out, shit.
Who was that, Money?
My audio was a little low earlier. Okay,
Marky.
good, Zay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, oh, you be fucking with Larry, or I really got to whoop your ass now, Drake.
No, no. That's my first time meeting son today.
Jose?
No, yeah, either one. Mark and Jose, right?
Oh, yeah, Mark. This your first time meeting Mark today?
Yup, yup,
Man, Mark
yup.
been holding it down for Crawford over there on the low. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's what's up. I just picked Crawford to win. That's all. I just picked him to win. I picked Errol all the way up until this point. I just picked Crawford this time on this tip.
So, Drake,
Yeah.
for starters, bro, why is it that you switched on Earl the True Spence Jr. to Terence Boy Crawford?
I uh, without getting into it,
Nah, you gotta get into it, man. We here.
I just a conversation. I happen to be privy to a conversation that I wasn't too happy about. You know what I mean? So after I heard that conversation, I was like, okay, that's how I feel. All right, I got you. So it made me pay a little more attention to what Bud was doing and his work ethic. And the phone call was made about 3 in the afternoon, and Earl was in the bed. And so I was like, the work ethic came in the context, and I said, man, you know what? Let me pay a little more closer attention to what TC talking about. And then I started looking him up. I was on him though, with ever since the um what's the guy name? Not Gamboa. He shit. Andongo. I was only with the Andongo after that, with on the Andongo fight. But so I started getting on him, watching him. Then when he said what he said, I said, "Oh, let me look closer at this cat." Then as I started looking closer to him, I was like, "Wait a minute." So yeah, I said
Okay.
maybe he do got enough. Then when the Earl Spence thing came, I said, "Well, maybe he do have enough to." Okay.
So Drake, you said when he said what he said, but you still not giving the people the reason of why you switched on Earl Spence for Terence Crawford, because when you
I,
look at
it,
when you look at Earl in the ring, right? When you look at Earl in the ring, and you say you had Earl beating Bud at first, right?
right.
And now when you're looking at Bud and you're looking at EJ, what gives you, you know what I'm saying, that solid doubt in your head that Bud has enough to knock out Earl, right?
Right.
And that Bud did enough to show you that he's going to knock out Earl from what Earl been showing inside the ring.
I, I, I think, well, I had it 50-50 at first. I thought that maybe Spence would have a slight edge because he was bigger at that point. Then that, of course, that started to change as TC started selling in at 47. But the work ethic came in too. Like when I seen Spence, he was making a lot of mistakes. When someone your favorite fighter, or you tend to, you digging a favorite, or you looking at a fighter, you really can't see the flaws. So I had to pull myself out of that fan and be like, okay, look at his flaws. Let me look at TC flaws. And I just thought, TC had more in the toolbox at that time than Earl did. I started picking out a lot of flaws. Maybe it's because of the conversation. Maybe because I was looking harder. I don't know.
Hey, Money.
Yes, sir.
I had three questions I wanted to ask both of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
You got it. That's why I was just saying. Look, check your. I was just check
Yeah,
your
yeah,
phone. Man.
yeah. I got you. Yeah, I got three. I wanted to ask you. I got three questions I want to ask y'all, but I wanted to give y'all a time limit. You know what I'm saying, to make it fair. That
Yes,
that way
yes.
y'all both got a. And I was gonna ask y'all, do y'all want a 3 minute time to answer, or 5 minute? Do y'all think 5 minutes is too much?
Um, um,
Whatever whatever.
Give my brother 5 minutes because he gonna choke 2 minutes. 2 other minutes after five, he gonna choke. So he gonna need time to make up. So give him five.
Okay, so we're gonna go 5 minutes, and then just respect each other, and when somebody got the floor, let them speak and speak their mind, so they got 5 minutes, and we're gonna time them, and then the other person can be quiet and let the second person speak. Okay, my first question that I was gonna ask you both is okay, Earl say he the Tim Duncan of boxing, right? So if Earl is the Tim Duncan, who would y'all say Bud Crawford is in the sport? And we can start off with, who wants to start it off, Dreeko or Money?
Dreeko most definitely gonna start it off. Go ahead, Drake.
Okay,
I, I'll
so
say, I'll
go ahead.
say,
You got 5 minutes.
I'll say that TC is probably the Kyrie Irving. I say Kyrie Irving because he can improvise. He can use the right or the left hand. Um, Southpaw. He can knock you out with either stance, in either stance with either hand. Um, he can come to the hole on you. He can come. He can fight inside with you. He can trade with you, or he can stay outside with you and do his thing. His lateral movement is superior. His foot speed superior. His hand speed superior. His ring IQ superior. Um, yeah, I would go with Kyrie Irving.
Okay, you saying this, but you gotta give examples of, like, for example, you're saying speed. You know what I'm saying? Give some examples to kind of back up those uh those things that you're saying.
Speed.
Now, when he said, with that being said, Zay, I feel like this. Earl said he was the Kevin Garnett. Earl called him Kevin Garnett. See, what Drake say, he try to use Kyrie, you got to put him in the same weight class. You know what I'm saying? So Earl say he wants the Kevin Garnett. You feel me?
No, he said Kyrie Irving, he gonna stick to it, but he's giving his comparisons. But what I'm saying, he's saying, you know, he attacks in and out. He has quick hand speed. You know what I'm saying? Give some examples of where some of that stuff can get compared to. Like, a lot of people claim they got speed, but then when they go up against certain opponents, it don't seem to be the case. See what I'm saying? Like, for example, this morning situation, you know, Fulton, a lot of people were saying, you know, he was going to be able to implement a lot of things that he wasn't able to implement. You know what I'm saying? And it showed in this fight. So that's why I'm saying, give some example to kind of back up the things that you say.
I think as far as speed wise, he's Sean Porter. He used his feet with Sean Porter. I think he used his feet with um Kell Brook. I mean, he used his foot speed with all of his opponents. He used his hand speed. I think that's. That's a gimme. You know what I mean? Like, I think he uses hand speed for basically, even with Porter, when he hits you in between punches, like when you swing and he hits you between. Even with the little guy Gamboa, he was able to swing in between swings. Benavidez, he swung in between. He could swim without getting wet, basically. You know, I think he quicker. He quicker in and out, in and out. I don't agree with the Kevin Garnett. Uh, uh, I don't agree with the Kevin Garnett because that's not Bud. Bud is when I see Bud fight, it's like jazz. You know what I mean? It's like up tempo jazz. When I see Errol fight, it's like R&B. He got that boom, boom. You know, with TC, it's that you know, it's in and out. It's boom, boom. It's switching. It's boom. It's head movement. It's ducking. It's, you know. So that's why I compared him more to Kyrie. You know, as far as the ambidextrous part of it and all of that. You know.
I got you. I mean, you got time because I gave you an extra 2 minutes as I interfered in your time, but you got 3 more minutes
Oh yeah,
unless
yeah.
you.
Oh yeah. Well, he used it against Herm. Not Herm. He used it against Horn. I mean, Diaz. His speed, rather his hand speed and his foot speed, was superior to Herm, Horn, Diaz, Gamboa, Ondongo, um, uh, Ugas. Well, that's amateurs, but I mean not Ugas. I'm sorry, Kavalaskis. Um, yeah, I think he used his hands and foot speed against them, man, and it was superior. You know, even with Khan, you know, and Khan was supposed to have excellent hand speed. You know what I mean? And TC outspeeded him as far as the footwork and you know getting his shots off along with the timing. So I go. That's all I got.
Yeah, that question kind of threw Dreek off.
Yeah, I didn't know
Okay.
what he meant when he said
Yeah,
examples of the speed. I mean, if you
yeah,
fast, you fast. When you
Yeah,
say
but
Gary Russell, when you say Gary Russell got hand speed, it ain't no question. When you say Khan got hand speed, I mean
yeah.
that's just what it is.
I asked that because some people get a lot of credit, but then when they go up against certain competition, then they don't seem the same. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
mm,
And they look different because some of the things that we as fans give them a lot of credit for,
mm,
they get mobilized, and you don't see that against a certain caliber of fighter. So they
mm-hmm,
neutralize, like you saying, speed. You know, even power. Sometimes people give a lot of people credit for power and say, oh, he got power, but then they face a certain opponent and they neutralize the power. Like you don't see it, like they it just ain't there. Like, and the reason why I say that, like in the fight this morning against Inouye, a lot of people were getting Fulton credit for stuff that just was immobilized, like you didn't see it in the fight.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying?
I get what you're
Mm-hmm.
And
saying. But I sent you two questions, to ask us, to keep us
I'll
in
make those I'll make those the final two questions. But Money, same question for you. You know, it's gonna if you're done, Dreeko.
Oh yeah, I'm done.
Okay, so the question was, if Earl is the Tim Duncan of the sport of boxing, who would you consider Bud to be, and why?
like I said, I'm keeping it in the same weight class. So I would look at it as Kevin Garnett, right? Because we look at Timmy, fundamentally sound, right? Timmy throws shit off the backboard. He don't do nothing special, right? but he's a winner and he's smooth and everything he do is in rhythm. He's skillful. He don't change up nothing and he get the job done. You feel me? And nobody can stop him from what he's doing. You know what I mean? Nobody can stop him from what he's doing. That's why he got 5 of them rings. You know what I mean? When you're looking at Bud, I say I agree with Earl when he say Kevin Garnett. You know, KG come down there, he go give you some of everything, right? KG can be smooth. He go dunk that motherfucker. He go talk his shit. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, he got a ring. So he got 1 ring at the division, and Earl Spence got 3. So if we looking at this division right now, the same weight classes, Timmy got 5 rings. That means Earl Spence got 3 scraps. KG got 1 ring. You know what I'm saying? But he's a very quality. He's a quality opponent and a hell of a you know, somebody to go up against. You got to give him his recognition and his credit. You feel me? So when I look at that situation from a basketball standpoint, I got to say KG. You feel me? I feel like EJ and you know, KG like to fight. He a little black ugly motherfucker like Terence Crawford. You feel me? So you gotta bring all that into consideration. Then look, the same thing that Bud kind of began with the mama raising him and shit. Kevin Garnett kind of in the same category. If y'all go see Kevin Garnett, his story of growing up and things of that nature, you know, with him hiding from his mama from playing basketball, she wanted him to do something else and things like that. You feel me? So I look at that as a Kevin Garnett on the floor. You know what I mean? Because KG a bad boy. No matter how you like it, no matter how you slice it, no matter how you dice it. You know what I mean? If I don't use Tim Duncan, because I do like using Tim Duncan in the game, I will go to KG. You feel me? So I look at it like that, bro. Kevin Garnett going up against Tim Duncan on the court 1-on-1. You feel me? You know Timmy go get him, right? You know it's gonna be a matter of time before Timmy get him. But KG, he gonna have his moments. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have his moments out there. He gonna do his thing to where he gonna score some points. But ultimately, the winner will be Kevin Garnett. I mean, sorry, Tim Duncan. You feel me? So when I'm looking at that situation, I gotta say that Terence Bud Crawford is the Kevin Garnett because we got to keep it in the same weight class. You can't say, oh, you know, Dreeko said Kyrie Irving. Now you can't say Kyrie Irving because he's a little bit small man. You have to put Kyrie up against a Steph Curry or somebody like that. You feel me? So if Kyrie was to be motherfucking Terence Crawford, then Earl Spence would be Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just better than him, bro. And Dreeko know he's better than him. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I got to say that Terence Crawford will be Kevin Garnett to Timmy Duncan, bro.
Okay. You got a minute and a half left. You through or
We slicing it right there.
you slicing it right there?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So we gonna move on to question number 2, and this time we're gonna start off with you, Money.
Yep.
So question number 2 is gonna be, in all honesty, take your feelings out the equation. Do you think that the time difference between the fights for both fighters between Brook and Porter had a factor in the results of the fights?
Repeat that one more again.
In all honesty, take your feelings out the equation. Do
Yes.
you feel that the time difference in between the fights that each fighter fought the opponents, Brook and Porter, played a factor in the outcomes of the fight? Because what I'm saying is Spence fought Brook in 2017. Terence Crawford fought him in 2020. So there's a 3-year difference. Do you feel that the time gaps played a factor in the outcomes of those fights?
So what you're saying, if Bud would have fought the Brook that Earl fought, would he have beat Bud? And the Porter that Bud Earl fought, would he have beat him? So if I look
Yeah.
at it like this, right? And I like that question, right? I feel like, and I'm gonna start with Brook first. I feel like Brook would have gave Terence Crawford the Kell Brook that fought Earl Spence would have gave Terence Crawford a way better fight than the Kell Brook that he fought after Spence, with the man being at 154 3 years, right? Being at 54 for 3 years, then coming back down to make weight to go up against Bud Crawford again. And I say that because that Brook he was more confident, bro. He was more confident, he was more compact, and you know, he wasn't the Kell Brook that was broken Because after he fought Errol Spence, you got to understand that man went snorting cocaine. That man went on the drinking bench, and he wasn't the same, bro. So he had to get himself back together. He lost the relationship with his coach, right? So Kell Brook went through a whole lot of other shit before he fought Terence Boy Crawford, you know. But if you
Yeah,
got the Kell
hold on,
Brook,
hold on, man. Let me stop you right there, and I'm gonna stop the time. Now we gotta keep it factual. Now the stuff that you say gotta be factual. You can't put your emotions into it because it'll sway. So the cocaine gotta be proven.
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Hold on, I'm not gonna never say a man is doing something just to be saying it, bro. So after the man lost to Earl Spence, the man started snorting cocaine, going on the drinking bench. This is Kell Brook. Do your research. It hit different when I tell you to do your research. The man started snorting cocaine and drinking. He went on a whole situation where he started losing relationships with his coaches and things of that nature. He didn't do this shit after the Triple G fight. This happened after the Earl Spence fight. You understand? He was in a dark place. He said it out his own mouth. He was in a dark place. You understand? So if that Kell Brook would have fought, the Kell Brook that fought Earl Spence in 2017 would have fought Terence Boy Crawford in 2017, he would have gave Bud a way tougher run for his money, and arguably probably would have beat Terence Crawford. We just don't know. We just don't know. You feel me? This was a Kell Brook in his time that he gave up on 50. I mean on 47, bro. He wasn't a world champion no more. He didn't really have complete confidence in himself when he was taking on Terence Crawford again. You know what I'm saying? He did that shit because look, it was the opportunity, it was a payday, and it could put you on the bigger stage. You feel me? Now when you was going up against Earl Spence, you was the world champ. You was in your hometown. Hold on, y'all, I gotta get my charge to my computer. You was in your hometown and everything was going your way. You understand what I'm saying? You had Eddie Hearn who adored you, right? You was one of his biggest motherfucking fighters then. Then, like, you gotta understand, nobody was trying to fight Kell Brook at that time, bro. Keith Thurman wasn't trying to fight him. None of them boys were trying to fight Kell Brook. Earl Spence went over there and fought that boy though. You know what I'm saying? So I have to say that's a different Kell Brook. Then the Sean Porter that Earl Spence fought, right? Who didn't leave no stones unturned when his daddy was telling him to work. And this ain't got nothing to do with feelings or who you like or not. These are facts, right? He didn't put all the effort into his training camp when he went up against motherfucking Terence Crawford. But when he fought Earl Spence, the boy wanted to win so bad, bro. He wanted to win so bad to where he didn't leave no stone unturned. He worked his ass off. He worked his ass off. I'm talking about 24/7. They didn't forget nothing, bro. They was at 3 different gyms. They was at the Porter Performance Gym, which was his gym. Kiwizi, put my computer charge in. They was at the Mayweather gym, and they was at the gym in DC in the Headbangers. There's 3 different gyms doing 3 different things with multiple sparring partners and things of that nature, bro. Alongside of having Larry Wade right there with him every step of the way. Do your research on Coach Larry Wade. It hit different, like my man Jay Main to say. So when you're looking at this, oh no. Okay, we still here. So we looking at the situation. Y'all still hear me say?
Yeah, we're here. We good. You good?
So how much time I got? Because I got to cook on this one. How much time I got?
You got a minute and a half.
Okay, so we're looking at the situation with him going up against Showtime Sean Porter, bro. Right? Oh, it was some friendship shit involved. Sean Porter, he didn't want to work as hard as his daddy told him to. Right? He was like, "Fuck it, I'm 1 foot in, I'm 1 foot out. I want to be podcast Porter." You understand what I'm saying? Now I got an opportunity to go fight Terence Crawford and make $5 million on my way out the door. Of course I'm going to get that. You know what I'm saying? But when he fought Earl Spence, it wasn't about the money. It was about me staying world champion, taking Earl Spence belt, proving to my daddy that Earl Spence is not on my level, right? And he's not on that because my daddy praised the shit out of him. I got to show my daddy, right, that I am that guy and that you praised him so much that I had to whoop his ass to show you that you should have been focused on me. So, you know, when it came to Sean Porter, if Terence Crawford would have fought the Sean Porter that Earl Spence fought, Sean Porter probably would have beat Terence Crawford again because in the fight that they just had, Sean Porter was winning on the cards, and at the end he just gave in. He literally just gave in. He started doing stupid shit. But with Earl Spence, he stayed focused. He stayed locked in all the way. He listened to his daddy all the way. He didn't cut no corners.
That's it. Finish your sentence and then that's it on your time.
He didn't cut no corners, right? and you saw the outcome. You know what I mean? Even though Earl still kicked his ass 8-4, but he put more work in against Errol Spence than he did against Terence Crawford. And there
Okay.
you go, Dreeko.
We're gonna go to Dreeko with the same question. And in all honesty, take your feelings out the equations. Do you think that the time difference between fights at the time that each fighter fought Porter and Brook played a factor in the results of the fights?
I don't. I think it made a difference, but I think that the difference was that when he fought Errol Spence, he just got his eye broken out. Now, mind you, he went up a weight class, fought the most dangerous man, which is Triple G. That was in boxing at that time. I believe one of the two most dangerous men that was in boxing at that time, small man, which was Triple G. He got broken in that fight. He then 8 months, which they say it takes an eye socket, what, 6 weeks to heal or something like that. Okay, but during the eye socket healing, within that 8 months, he had to train. He had to his eye had to heal, so he had to go to like light sparring. So I don't think he was quite ready to fight a Errol Spence at that time. Now, if we go back to Terence Crawford, I think he had plenty of time. He had four fights in between the Golovkin fight before he met TC. One of them at being a welterweight already, so he had already settled down, lost weight, got in condition, and all of that. The only complaint that I think that Kell Brooks said out of his own mouth is he was ready for TC, but he missed his coach at that time. So when you say I with better version, I think that TC had the better version, or at least as far as I'm gonna say the healthier version of Kell Brook than Errol Spence had.
Okay. And what about for Sean Porter?
Sean Porter, he gave us all. And that's kind of hard to gauge, because we can say that Errol wasn't at his best, so they say. Errol said that he fought Sean Porter's fight, which you can't. You know what I mean? That's saying that is like Stephen Curry challenging Larry Bird to a 3-point contest. They both shoot threes, so you're not fighting Sean Porter's fight. EJ has fought that same way since time began, since he was an amateur. Certain things he has changed, but I think Porter gave him a run for the money. Porter was he was, when Errol said you was when Errol insulted him and said you're out of shape street fighter, you fight like you're swimming, fight like you're drowning, you a man with no land. I think that motivated Sean Porter, and I think Sean Porter gave more to beating Errol than he did to TC. However, him and TC are friends, and he also said that TC had if you remember, Sean Porter told us also that Errol had a low IQ, that he thought that Errol had a very low IQ. He thought he was smarter than that in the ring. But when he kept spinning him and hitting him with the same punch, he said, wow, it kind of surprised him, and it kind of seen the frustration in Errol. Now, when it came to Terence Crawford, he said that it's nothing that he could do. TC was just a better man that night. It was nothing that he could possibly do. So I think the styles and the skill set was different. I think that Errol is a one-dimensional fighter. I think that TC is a multi-dimensional fighter, which that's why I referred to him as Kyrie Irving. And I think that confused Sean Porter. The in and out and the lateral movement of TC and the switching of the hands, I think that confused Sean Porter. He wasn't right in front of him where Sean Porter can deliver that right hand and hit TC, or where he can shoot that jab out, or whether he can rush TC like he did Errol Spence. Going back to the Errol Spence fight, Errol finally figured out Sean Porter can only fight coming forward. He only throws punches coming forward. Errol Spence figured that out and said, well, listen, he's hitting me. I got to stand my ground. We got to be two barracudas in a phone booth. So Errol had no choice but to fight Sean Porter's fight. He didn't fight his fight. He fought Sean Porter's fight. Okay? But back to TC.
That's time, Dreeko. Finish your sentence.
Okay. TC didn't have to fight his fight because of the skill difference. So that's all I got.
Okay. We're gonna go to question number 3. Okay,
Okay,
so
let me catch this, Zay. Let me catch this real fast. Hey, one second, I just want to ask Dreeko, what's the weather like in 2030 with them future goggles on? What's good, y'all? Keep cooking.
Get you a pair. They cost $300.
shout out to A1 for that super chat.
Hey, y'all, we just going right here right now. So we go. I'm gonna drop the link for y'all, but I'm gonna cook Dreeko ass a little bit more. We're gonna do to finish up these questions.
What?
Y'all kind of touched on this a little bit earlier when y'all compared them to the basketball stars in the division. But tell me, Dreeko, I want you in your opinion, because I'm gonna flip it on y'all, and I'm gonna give y'all a little twist to it. So I want you to tell me in your personal opinion, what are Earl's EJ's strengths and weaknesses that you think he's gonna be able to capitalize, and he's gonna get caught on against Bud.
I'm gonna go to his strengths first. If I can attack that first, Errol
Yeah.
Spence strengths. His strengths, of course, is the jab. He pumps that jab, and he also, when he pumps the jab, he misses on purpose. And when he misses on purpose, that's just to line you up for that stab, left hand to the stomach or to the chin area. You know, so he paused with his jab. He'll pull the guard down and deliver that straight left or whatever. So he uses that as a strength to line up. Everything starts with Earl off the jab. Errol also has a excellent body attack. Like he'll snatch your body too. He lines you up, and just when he got you in that line, he'll shoot that jab out there up high. Then he coming down low and he hit you, boom, boom, and then he's out of there. You know what I mean? He takes a step to the side and tries to stab you with that, finish it off with the left if he can. If not, he'll just step back. He's not a combination puncher. So that's his strong points. His weaknesses is sometimes he gets lazy with the jab. He'll throw it out there and he'll leave it out there, which we've seen him do that with Kell Brook. We've seen him do that kind of with Mikey. With Kell Brook, he threw it out there, and Kell Brook in the first 4 rounds, Kell Brook was able to counter that and step aside it and shoot that straight right hand at Earl. We've seen it with a little bit with Mikey. That's what Mikey tried to do, but he was just too small. He caught Earl a couple times, but he was just too small. We also seen that with Porter. We seen Porter capitalize off of Earl's lazy jab. Earl would throw the jab, Porter would come with the straight right overhand, boom, and catch him. Also, his balance. Earl has poor balance. I seen it with I seen it a little bit with Mikey, but I seen it more with Porter. Ugas too. My fault. And Ugas stepped over the jab as well to deliver his counter over Earl's jab. Now, balance-wise, I seen it more. It was more a little bit with Mikey, and it was a lot with Porter. Porter was spinning him. Earl was shooting his hook, and he was off balance with his. When he shot his hook, he was getting off balance. Sean was spinning him, dipping him. Earl was off balance a lot. Ugas had him off balance a lot. Danny had him out of position because of that jab. He had early successions over the jab. So that's the balance. Lack of head movement. Earl Spence keeps his head on the line. He doesn't move his head much at all. And he gets pegged on that. You know what I mean? And that's Sean Porter alluded to that. Sean Porter said, wow, I kept hitting him with the same overhand right. I was surprised. Once again, I was surprised I kept hitting him with the overhand right. Why? Because EJ's head was still on the line. And he can't fight off the back foot. Earl has to come forward. He has to come forward. And he goes into high guard. Whenever he's being attacked, he goes into high guard. So he can't fight off the back foot. Of course, I'm sure my adversary is gonna say, well, Earl, he threw one punch backing up. You know, but no, when I say he can't fight off his back foot, we've never in 28 professional fights and 144 amateur fights seen Errol Spence float like a butterfly and sting like a bee, and you won't see it this fight right here versus TC. So that being said, um, yeah, that's it. Lack of head movement, um, goes into high guard when attacked. His defense is not that great either. If you look up his defense, he actually gets hit more than people think. I'm going to use TC for example. Um, he got hit even with TC having 10 more fights. Errol Spence got hit, I think 7.9 to TC's 4.7%. So Earl does get hit more. So when people say, "Oh, Earl's more defensive responsible than TC," that's inaccurate too. Or when they say Earl's defensive responsible in any kind of capacity,
All
that's
right,
not true as well.
that's it. You can finish your thought, and then we'll go to money.
No, that's it. I'm done.
You're done.
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna go with you, money. So Dreeko gave his assessment on what he thinks EJ's strengths and weaknesses are, and then he gave a few examples. Now I want you to give me what Bud's strengths are and what you think his weaknesses are. And the reason I did this was because both of these are great fighters, you know. And I know that both of y'all are picking different opponents, but what makes this a great fight is because they're great fighters. So I'm trying to get your point of view on the opposite opponent, and that's why I wanted to ask this question. So the question goes back to, what do you think Bud's strengths are and his weaknesses, and why?
Well, Terence Bud Crawford's strengths. We'll start with the strengths first. His strength is faking out his opponents, right, and scaring his opponents. So when he start off orthodox, you understand, he go in there and he start, with everything that's put on him being a switch hit and things of that nature. He start off orthodox. So when he's fighting orthodox, they already got a sense of he's going to switch southpaw. So they just don't know when he's going to switch southpaw. So when he's orthodox, he's out there, he's doing what he's doing out there, and then when he switch, it kind of fuck with their head. Then he start putting the pressure on the things of that nature. He got a good jab going on with what he do. He's a good counter puncher, right? Fast hands. He always been in position. But I feel like Terence Boyd Crawford's main strength is him knowing how to punch with you. You feel me? He punches with you and he knows how to get there first, right? If you look at some of all his fights, he's smart enough to time you, but he ain't afraid to punch with you. Meaning he got heart. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like when you punch with somebody, it's about who's getting there first. And we've seen that. We've seen it with the Jose Benavidez fight. We've seen it with the Sean Porter fight, right? When you go out there, he watch what punch you fit to throw, and he'll time your ass with you throwing, but he'll throw with you. And he got a way of making himself small and stand inside your chest. You feel me? So that gives him a advantage and an edge over all the opponents that he's been facing. You know what I mean? Because they get thrown off when he start off orthodox, then he switch southpaw, right? His weaknesses is, his wildness when he get punched, right? Or should I say when he get hit with a good shot, when he get clipped. He goes out there and he want to get his lick back. And with that being said, he get a little wild and he get a little wide, right? And once he do that, he start getting hit. And you can go back and see all his fights to where when he start walking down, right, his defense ain't as sharp as people try to portray it. A lot of people try to make him like he's fucking Floyd Mayweather in the ring to where he don't get touched, but he actually get touched. He get hit with big shots. So once you hit him and you clip him, right, he want his lick back. And once he go out there, he start getting wild and he start getting wide. And people start landing shots on his ass. But once again, that's where, what he do great kicks in as well, because he'll punch with you. And when he catch you, his power shows up. He can hit you and he can hurt you, and he knows how to finish you. You understand what I'm saying? He ain't as strong on the inside as people try to portray he is, right? I seen that in a Benavidez fight where he was in the inside of Benavidez, caught him in the inside. He clipped him and it put his ass right back on the outside. You understand? In the Sean Porter fight, you saying that he didn't want to fight in the inside, right? He didn't want to wrestle. He ain't want nothing to do with the inside, and he started getting back out on the outside, right? So fighting in the inside is one of his weaknesses, and that's going to get exposed. So when you're looking at Bud, like I say, punching with you, having timing, right? Not being afraid to go out there and try to get his lick back when you hit him. And his weaknesses is going out there trying to get his lick back, right? But certain fighters can't capitalize on that because they be a little timid on when he get to throwing and shit like that. You feel me? Because he haven't been fight the the top cats out there, right? And when he do fight the top cats, we just proved that he went fighting them in a prime to where they believe in themselves, to where they want to go in that motherfucker and really hurt somebody, right? So with that being said, right, I think both of them will show up, but I think his weaknesses will get exposed in this fight with Errol Spence because Errol Spence is that guy that's not going to fold. And once he gets into the inside, he know what to do to your ass at the inside to not let you get away. So just looking at Bud, man, counter punching, punching with you, and have a heart to get his lick back. But at the same time, his weaknesses will be when he get hit, he get wide and wide, right, wild and wide, and his defense is not that up to par. You feel me? So his defense is not tight as Dreeko tried to make it out to be, right? And it's gonna show. And that's how I look at Terence Crawford. Of course, his weaknesses and his strengths.
All right, that's it. That's your time right there. You
Okay,
threw with the call.
let me catch your super. Oh, that was I want to catch a super. 1,300 endo. Uppercuts Boxing Nation said Big Dreek cutthroat. Nah, JP, much love, G. Appreciate that love. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on the weaknesses and the strengths.
All right, all right. We're gonna move on to question number 4. Who deserves more credit for getting this fight made? We waited so long. All the trash talking, the back and forths. We got the Bud fans, we got the Crawford fans, and most of us are emotional about our fighter. You know what I'm saying? But to be honest, who do y'all think did the most to try and get this fight made?
It's on me this time, right?
We're gonna start out with you, Money. Dreeko
Let me
went
know,
first in the last one.
let me know when the time running. The time running.
No, let this go ahead.
Of course, it's Errol Spence, man. We all know it's Errol Spence. We all know Terence Crawford did everything in his powers to not make this goddamn fight, right? So when you got somebody like Errol Spence, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world, who's taking a smaller percentage, I ain't gonna say smaller, but giving up, some of his money to Terence Crawford, right? What he don't deserve. You understand what I'm saying? Sitting out a year and some change, right? Almost a year and a half to negotiate with this dude, turning down fights after fights because this is the fight that he won't, right? And we all know Errol Spence, his like he can pick from whomever he want to fight at 147 and at 154. So his options is I'm talking about he got a slew of fights that he can fight. But guess what? He turned these motherfuckers down because he wants Terence Crawford right now, right? Went all the way to even saying fuck it. Even though I should be coming out last, I'll let this man put a dumbass rule in the contract saying, oh, who want to flip a coin to see who come out last, right? But not only that though, bro. Just seeing the determination from Errol Spence, ladies and gentlemen. Like last year when he was trying to make the fight happen and Terence Crawford ran out the back door, Earl could have gave up on him then because a lot of us as fans, we gave up on the fight, right? We all gave up. We like, you know what? This shit is over with, man. Fuck it. Terence Crawford don't want to fight. He just had the opportunity to fight. He turned it down. He got what he asked for. Everything he asked for, he ran out the door. We gave up on the fight, right? Errol Spence stayed down and he wanted the fight to where he was like, fuck that. I'm going to do what I got to do to make this fight happen. You understand? They got on the phone with one another. They'll like to say, oh, who called who first? So they'll try to put it out there that, oh, Terence Crawford called Errol Spence. And that's why the fight started, this, that, and the third. Well, listen, he called Errol Spence. We don't know if he was the first one to call or not, first of all, until we get the facts on that. But that has nothing to do with nothing. The first time they called each other, they weren't even talking about the fight. They was talking about family and all that shit. Errol Spence was the one that brought up, let's make this fight happen and what we got to do to make this fight happen, right? Errol Spence was the one that went to Al Haym and let him know, look, I'm not doing nothing else until I get Terence Crawford in the ring, right? I'm not going to 154. I'm not fighting at 147 against none of these cats at the PBC, even though I should, right? I know that I'm at the ring for X amount of times. I don't want no tune-up. I want Terence Crawford, right? And when they was telling Errol Spence, look, bro, he want this. We know you're not going to give him that. Errol said, you know what? Give it to him. Hey, Earl, he want this. We know you're not gonna give him that. You know what Earl said? Give it to him. Yo, Earl, he asking for this. Give him whatever he wants to make this fight happen because I know somebody of that caliber that keep crying about he want this and want that and want this really don't want the fight, right? So I know I'm gonna kick his ass, but I can't let him get away because I need this for my career. I want to do this for the people. I'm staying the course. Nobody can call me a liar. I said after I get the belt from Sean Porter, right? Your Dennis Ugas and Kell Brook, I'm coming to get his ass, and not actually those names. But once I clean up my side of the street and get these scraps, I'm coming for his title. And what did Errol Spence do? Got a title after a title after a title, and after he got that third scrap in Dallas, Texas, where Montray-Brown was present, Errol Spence set out his own mouth inside that ring. Terence Crawford, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt, boy. And ever since that day, all Errol Spence been trying to do was make the Terence Bud Crawford fight happen. Every time they stuck a camera in his face, who you fight next? Bud. When? Next year? This year? Right? So, of course, it's Errol Spence. It's the man that did everything that he had to do to make this fight happen. We got another man that had all the opportunities to then make the fight happen in November, turned down everything, made excuses and shit like that, right? Could have fought in fucking February, didn't want to fight because he felt like, oh, I want to fight in I want to fight in 2022. I want my fight now, knowing that they trying to do things to promote the fight to make it even bigger because you stalled on the goddamn fight. You stalled, which got us to this point. You
You
understand?
got 1 minute, man.
Huh? How much time?
1 minute.
Okay, so when y'all looking at Errol Spence, man, that man did everything that he had to do, bro, to make this fight take place. When Terence Crawford was doing everything he had to do to take away from the fight, negotiating with motherfuckers outside the fight, right? Not keeping it real from the start, and then come all the way back around, right? When Earl let him get his little tune up, he ran the BLK Prime. They tried to fuck some shit up. Let him get his little tune up. Any other company would have been like, man, we done with him. We washed our hands. Any other fighter would have been like, I'm done with him. We washed our hands. But Errol Spence said, you know what? This is the fight, bro. This is my dance partner. This is the dude that I need to. I know if I get him on my resume,
That's your time. Finish your thought.
I know if I get this boy on my resume, it's gonna lock me in. Period. Nobody can say shit. And after I kick his ass, right, I'm gonna be the finish my dream as becoming the undisputed champion in the 4-belt era, and not just in the 4-belt era. I done whooped champions after champions after champions after champions to get there. Something that nobody has ever done in the sport of boxing. And I rest my case.
All right, that's it. We're gonna go to Dreeko with the same question. We're gonna give you 5 minutes. Who do you think deserves more credit in getting this fight made?
I think
And
T.
give me a second. Give me a second. Let me.
Okay.
All right, go.
Okay. I think heavy is the head that wear the crown. I think that EJ is he has to take that responsibility for making the fight, because he also has, and we're giving him that credit and that weight. I also have to give him that weight to him not making the fight happen either. So we can't pat him on the back for something good without having to pat him on the back for the bad either, because he does hold all the weight. He does make all the decisions. And that being said, it took a year and a half to offer TC a 0% guarantee, a year to offer him a 0% guarantee that's on the net, you guys. I mean on the net. Then Tim Brown in August of 2021. That was in 2022. What we're talking about with the zero guarantee. August of 2021. Tim Brown came on, and that's the PBC promoter. If y'all don't know, Tim Brown comes on and said what we would offer TC would be an insult. So we're not going to even make him an offer. So that tells you right there that they were going to lowball TC. And that was in 2021, and that was from Tim Brown. Tim Brown again. Espinoza, followed by Espinoza in 2022. After the negotiations was over, after they offered him a TC a 0% guarantee, not only a 0% guarantee to TC, but also a zero guarantee to they home cooking, which was Errol Spence. After they done that, Espinoza comes on there and he tells us that one of the reasons why is because TC wanted to be involved in some negotiations with sponsorship and networks, and that he wasn't going to let TC be privy to those negotiations. So therefore TC backed out of it, because he couldn't be completely transparent at that point in time. He also, in that same conversation, Stephen Espinoza said they will revisit the fight, and he still hopes that the fight will go on and they can resolve their issues. So that shows you right there that the responsibilities is on their side. The heaviness is on their side because, of course, they wear the crowns. They got the call. They're the big wheels in this. So PC also told them during that negotiations that he wanted to fight in 2022. And so that being said, to even get this fight once again to end it, and I'm gonna end it short with this. Up until this point, up until TC made the phone call to Errol recently to make this fight, EJ comes out and says, well, he got rid of Al, even though he said that he didn't. He got rid of Al for some reason. He got rid of Al, and then he brings in this new promoter, and he says, well, they wanted me to fight everybody except for TC. I told my people to tell them I'm not fighting nobody but TC. So shout out to Errol Spence for standing stiff and firm after getting rid of Al Heyman as his manager and hiring Adrian Clark to handle this business. So those people that he sent to tell Al that he wasn't fighting nobody but TC will have to be his new management, I'm assuming, which was Adrian Brown that he hired. Also, if we can reflect on the phone call, the leaked phone call that Espinoza or to Tim Brown, I believe, Spence alluded to that when he was on the phone and he said, TC been trying to get in touch with Al. He want to talk to Al. Earl also says, hey, and what's this I'm hearing about Keith Thurman? I'm not fighting Keith Thurman. So we all know that was all in the mix, man. But shout out to these two fighters for making it happen, Errol Spence and TC. But I think TC spun the block instead of Earl.
You have 1 minute if you want to use it.
May I add, TC also fired Bob Arum, and one of the reasons that was named in the lawsuit was because he didn't get the fight with make the fight with Earl Spence. He also hired Bally Management or Bally Sports Management, which is a branch off of Paramount, which is also the head of Showtime Boxing. So he not only did he cross the street, but he also hired management. He did everything to make it seamless to get this fight and to make this fight happen. He also signed with PBC to make this fight happen. So there you have it. That's my time. You cook, Monnie.
Everybody know that shit is make believe.
All facts.
All right, we're gonna go to the last and final question. And then I'm gonna give my take on each of the questions that were asked, and I'll break it down through my point of view. The final and most important question for both of y'all: who do y'all think will win the fight, and how?
It's on Dreeko.
That's on me.
Yeah, you get the first question on. You get the first time on this one. Give me a second.
Okay.
All right. So you're gonna get 5 minutes to tell me who do you think is gonna win it, and in what fashion. How do you think the fight will end? And go ahead.
Okay. I think that TC will win. He has too many facets to the game. I think when people say the cliche to you can't play boxing, I think that goes to Earl. Earl has cut corners on many occasions. He played boxing for 7-8 years. Now all of a sudden he's gonna get into the ring, and this is supposed to be the best Earl, even though he's 5 years older, 11 years older now. He's supposed to get in here and beat a number one fighter in the world, in Terence Crawford. I think that Earl Spence is his. When I say that TC is dominant, I think TC can take away Earl's jab. EJ's jab has been taken away, and I think that's a strong point. EJ's jab has been taken away, and that's with Porter. That's with Brooke, Porter and Brooke, and I think that TC will be able to capitalize on it. Also, what else was I gonna say? When they say that EJ's fundamental, I think that EJ is not fundamental. I don't think that I think EJ does a lot of things wrong. EJ has the set to punch. I think that TC will spin him. I think that TC lateral movement to give Spence trouble. I think that EJ can fight with either hand. Um uh Either hand out of either stance. I think that EJ's TC's counterpunching will be effective. I think TC has the skill and the speed and the footwork to step across Errol Spence's jab. If he leave it out there, I think that the lack of head movement that Spence has, I think that TC will be able to capitalize on that. Also, TC has fought what 7 Olympians, 6 of them being medalists, and I'm gonna call him the Olympic killer because he beat all 6 of the medalists that's coming up. Let me see what else I got. I don't think that Errol. I just don't think that Errol has enough form, man. When they say that Errol's durability, I question that because when I say, well, how is Errol durable? First thing they mention is a car crash and how he came back off the car crash. And I said, no, how's Errol durable in the ring? And they can't ever give me a direct answer to that because you know why? They claim that Errol Spence has never been hurt before. So if a fella has never been hurt before, how can you claim that he's durable? Well, I can say TC's durable because you know why? TC's broke his hand in the ring. TC's been knocked down a couple times. Some of them counted, some of them didn't. TC's been stunned multiple occasions and came through and the adversity and finished the deal. You know, so when they say that Errol Spence is durable, I find that hard to believe, and they can't never give me anything that of him in the ring being durable. I think that Errol Spence has a problem with distance. I think that Sean Porter was able to smother Spence. I think that even though TC is gonna fight inside with spurts, even though he can't fight inside. I think that TC will fight in spurts. And he will box, he will dance, and he will box from the outside. I think that TC will just have his way with Spence. Inside, outside, all around. Just all around. That's all I got.
How do you think the fight ends? And
I think that TC stops Errol in 9 with a body shot.
9 round body. Got you. Okay. You still have close to 2 minutes.
And I'm not the only one that thinks that. The pugilist thinks that TC is going to win. Many of the pugilists do, and also Vegas does. And so for Spence to have double the fans of a TC, it doesn't show in the polls. You're not putting your money where your mouth is, Errol fans. So run to them polls, place your bets. But we also know why they're not betting. It's 2 reasons. Either they're scared to put their money on Errol Spence, or they are betting with TC. That's my time.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go with the same question to Money Brown. Who do you think will win the fight and how? Give me a second. All right, go ahead. Oh, we wait. It look like he's doing something. We'll come back to Money.
1 second, y'all.
Yeah. Say, I want to give a big shout out to you, Dreeko, and both Money, because y'all have been, promoting this fight way since before it got signed. Y'all been giving it a lot of hype. Y'all been getting the fans, y'all take on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's good for this fight. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of we agree with you, we disagree with you, that's building up this mega fight that I don't think is getting, being showcased the way it should. I don't think it's getting the promotion that it should for it to be the on the caliber of fight that everybody has been wanting. And not only you guys, but a bunch of the YouTube content creators, you know what I'm saying, had kept it in the audience's fans, because news don't push on boxing the way they used to no more. You know what I'm saying? The money ain't there no more. So everybody runs to YouTube to get they boxing news, you know, whether it be your channel, Money's channel, you know what I'm saying, KO, you know what I'm saying, everything boxing. See, that's where they run to. They run to YouTube for they boxing news and facts and, you know, to get their fix. You know,
I
like these
agree.
junkies.
I agree.
And this fight I feel like has been promoted more through these YouTube streets than any major uh you know network, network. You know what I'm saying? So I give a big shout out to all of y'all for that, man.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, and you as well, man. You know, you got to know your stuff for money to even, you know what I mean, even co-sign you. You feel me? So I know that he just ain't gonna have no riffraffs up here. But I'm gonna go ahead. I talked enough, Money. It's on
Nah,
you.
Money just gives me a platform. He always gives me, you know, to be able to give my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I ain't deep into it, but I'm a fanatic. You know what I'm saying? I love the sport. You know what I'm saying? And then when you grow up fighting, you know what I'm saying? Being able to come to either MMA or a physical sport like boxing is good because when you grow up in rough neighborhoods like most of them boxers do, and most
All
of
right.
us boxing fans do, it kind of gives you that good taste in your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I apologize. I apologize. That was my sister and them coming through. I had to get her ass something.
You spit
So
your mouthpiece out, didn't you? You needed more time, huh?
now my teeth ain't get knocked out, Negro. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go back to Money. We're gonna go with the same question. We're gonna give you 5 minutes. The question was, who will win, and how do you think the fight will end?
Now we all know Earl Spence gonna win this fight, right? Now, Errol Spence is the most dominant welterweight in the game, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all over the world. We're looking at Terence Crawford. He come in, he has his little cute little style and shit like that. He want to switch, right? He want to throw little fighters off. One thing you can't throw off, y'all, is a goddamn southpaw. Terence Crawford going to try to switch southpaw on the southpaw, right? Who's the more natural southpaw? You feel me? Terence Crawford scared these dudes when he switched southpaw. You're not scaring no fucking Errol Spence, bro. Right? When he turns southpaw, he has to fight. And when you have to fight, that's Errol Spence's specialty, baby. Right? Now they sit up here, they look at EJ, and they think EJ so just, oh, he's one-dimensional. Oh, he's Frankenstein. Oh, his feet be stuck in the mud. Negative. Right? This man sat up here and said, you would never see EJ fighting off the back foot. You would never see him do this because he don't have to. You feel me? You're not gonna waste your time doing shit you don't have to do. I'm not trying to look cute for y'all. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get in here, I'm gonna walk your ass down. If you can't take it, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, bro. Right? You get more fans, right? And it feel more better to yourself by taking a man's soul. Taking his soul. That's what Earl Spence want to do. He take these niggas' soul up out of them, bro. And he gonna take Terence Crawford's soul because when you look at the fight, Dreeko already came down to it. Earl's got the better jab, right? Terence Crawford can't get away from the jab. Second of all, the body work of Errol Spence. You understand? All that, oh, Bud gonna move around the ring. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do this. Negative. He ain't moving no damn word. Oh, these dudes, they be stuck in front of Errol Spence. They do this. Negative. Earl forced you to fight that fight. He have your ass stuck right there. Because when he finished punching on your motherfucking arms, on your hips, on your rib cage, you can barely move. You feel me? So now you ain't got no choice but to sit up there and try to match his intensity level. And when you try to match that shit, you're done for. And it ain't gonna be no exception to Terence Crawford, bro. Especially if Terence Crawford starts slow. You understand? Errol Spence already told us when that bell ring, I'm stepping. I'm stepping. You understand? Bud don't do shit that's gonna scare Earl, bro. What they asked Earl, they said, Earl, what you gonna do when Terence Crawford switch? He said, I'm just gonna pay attention. Well, if you turn orthodox, I'm gonna fight like I fight an orthodox fighter. If you turn southpaw, I'm gonna fight like I fight a southpaw. Period. He don't scare me, right? He has to stop what I'm doing. He has to try to react off of what I'm doing, bro. So when Earl Spence pressuring his ass, breaking them down, bro, and they see Terence Crawford stuck right there, they're gonna be like, why the fuck Bud just standing there fighting Earl like that? He ain't gonna have a choice, bro. Y'all gotta understand, when the southpaw is going up against the southpaw, you can't take certain angles that you take on orthodox fighters. You don't have that. You mainly straight up and down, right? You got to try to make sure your foot is in front of his. You got the foot position, and you're gonna have to try to get off first, right? With Earl Spence, that's not going to be a factor, bro. It's not. He had to stand right there and take what that man is giving. And we all know in the inside, Errol Spence is the better fighter. But not only that, Errol Spence can get his leverage and range from the outside, in the middle, and from the inside. So when Bud try to play the outside, bro, it's not going to throw Errol Spence off, not one bit, right? Certain fighters can get the right length and the right range and bend their knees right to land their shit the right way from the outside. Errol Spence can get it from the out, the middle, and in the inside. That's what him and Derrick James work on. And then the pace of Errol Spence is going to force Terence Crawford to fight. You understand? He's not going to control the pace, right? So when Earl want to slow the pace down, that's when it'll be slowed down. Other than that, Terence Crawford, he ain't gonna have too much to do, bro. His main chance is going to be trying to punch with Errol Spence, catch him with a shot, because if he can't do that, he's done for. He's cooked, like they write in the chat. He's cooked. You understand what I'm saying? Errol Spence got the mentality, bro. He got the heart. He got the mindset. He got the will. He got the skills, and it's going to show on Saturday night. You understand? Terence Crawford, they think they looking at one thing on the outside, but once he get into the inside, he's going to be fucking confused, bro. He's going to be confused. Has to keep hitting with this fucking jab. Has to keep landing to my body like this. Why am I feeling like this? Why is my ass swelling up like this? What the fuck? You know what I mean? What is he doing? Why can't I stop this shit? Because he does everything right, and he's fundamentally sound, and what you doing can't stop what Errol Spence doing, because EJ ain't got a style for you to stop, bro. You can't figure him out, because once you go into the body, right, the body don't move. The body don't move, right? TC going to fight going backwards. He's going to throw his punches going backwards. He's going to do this negative, fam. If Terence Crawford going backwards, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if he's going backwards, it's a bad night for him. It's a bad night for him, because if he's going backwards all night, he's not landing shit for real on Errol Spence. You feel me? Earl ain't none of these little Rudy Poo ass fighters that's going to walk into some stupid shit. He's going to be walking his ass down behind his jab, right? And if that boy trying to go left or right, pull out, Errol Spence going to be letting his ass go out with hard body shots, back to back to back. So it's going to be breaking his ass down. And I don't see EJ knocking him out, but I do see EJ possibly dropping his ass. And if he hurt him, he go finish him. But I see EJ punishing this man, breaking this man down, winning this fight 8-4, right? And the Terence Crawford fans, you know, okay, they're going to be pissed off and mad, wondering why they couldn't do the same shit that he was doing on other fighters, because they ain't finally got in there with somebody that's better than him, that's a real dog, and you're going to have to take that shit. Period.
So what's your final prediction? How does it end?
Errol Spence 8-4, unanimous decision, bro. But if he hit him and hurt him, he could stop him. But I got 8-4, unanimous decision, EJ.
All right. So this was a good debate in my opinion. Like I say, this is a debate that has been debating on these YouTube streets for quite a while. You know what I'm saying? For quite a while. So I'm not gonna, you know, put my feelings in it. I'm gonna just go based on the questions and the responses that you guys gave. You know what I'm saying? And everybody can feel however they feel. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, ain't gonna be no win or lose in this debate. Because at the end of the day, they're all opinions. Now I tried to go and say keep everything factual, right? But as fans, we just gonna give what's on our heart. And that's what's been fueling this fight, and that's good. So it's a positive thing. But the first question that we started off with was, if Earl was the Tim Duncan of the sport, then what was Bud? You know, and Dreeko, you said that he was like Kevin Garnett. You know what I'm saying?
No,
and
Dreeko said Kyrie.
No. I'm sorry. You said he was like Kyrie Irving. You know, Kyrie Irving. Money said he was like Kevin Garnett, so he tried to keep it in the same weight class. You know, supposedly. But I agree with you, Dreeko, on the Kyrie Irving, you know, the ins and the outs, how he can shoot in and out, you know what I'm saying? His hand speed. But like I said, I tried to ask you to give examples of it, because sometimes what we see as fans, you know, when they get in the ring, some of those things get nullified, you know what I'm saying, depending on the opponents. But in and out is good. I agree with you on that. You know what I'm saying? He's good in running in and out. You know, he runs in, gets the shots off, and then comes back out. Hand speed, he has quick hand speed for the division. You know, he is very quick in the division. Spence, I don't think a lot of people see him as a speedy fighter. So you 100 on that. I give the speed advantage to Bud on that. You know what I'm saying? What was another one? Okay, Money compared him to Garnett, and and he said that he compared him to Garnett because he says he gives you different views, which is basically, you know what I'm saying, he'll switch it up on you, like people say he orthodox southpaw, so he gives you different views in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Uh, they're both skillful in their own right, so I don't take nothing from either one of them. So I'm gonna give y'all both a plus because I think that you both hit certain marks on the head with it. You know what I'm saying? Your comparison to Kyrie Irving, I think, was accurate. Everything that you said was dead on. You know, I agree with the speed. I agree with the in and the out, how he goes in. But I also have to agree with the assessment that Money gave. You know what I'm saying? Comparing EJ to Tim Duncan, how they say he's Tim Duncan because everybody calls him plain. You know what I'm saying? He's playing, but the stuff that he does, he's skillful with it. You know what I'm saying? And you agree to it. His jab, he's good at. He has a strong jab. Everybody calls him plain, but he uses his jab effectively. You alluded to him being a good body puncher, a body snatcher. You know, good on the inside. Same thing. He's plain, but he's good at what he does on the inside. So y'all both gave good assessments on the comparison that y'all did. And I'm gonna get that 50-50. So both of y'all get a point for that. You know, y'all kept it 100 for that.
Hey,
Secondly,
Nah, hold on, Adonis, hold on. He's saying don't wait for him to finish.
in all honesty, question number 2. In all honesty, taking your feelings out of the equation, did you think that the time gap and the difference between they fought them, did that have an effect on the output? Okay, Dreeko, okay, me, I'm gonna go like this. I based on the facts think that time difference did play a factor, and the reason why I say that because Father Time is undisputed. We all know that, you know. So when Bud fought Kell Brook, there was a 3-year window. There was a 3-year gap there. You know, multiple things happened in the fighter's life that affected how he stepped into the ring. Money touched on it, and he said that Kell Brook had been on coke, you know, that he was drinking, that basically he was a broken man, that Errol had broken, man. He wasn't the same fighter when he stepped into the ring with Terence Crawford. I have to agree with that. I have to agree with that because, like I say, time does take a toll on everybody. Those years when he went up to 154, you know what I'm saying, and had to fight and then come back down, I don't think Kell Brook was the same fighter he was when he fought EJ. But to your point, Dreeko, he had just came off a tough loss to Triple G, you know, at 154. So he went up to 154 to fight a killer in Triple G. Had a broken orbital in that fight, you know, and that's your point. You said, well, it's the same thing. He was broken when he fought Errol Spence because Triple G broke him. You know what I'm saying? To that, there was a time gap. He had plenty of time for the orbital to heal. You know what I'm saying? His mind state, I think, was still different against Errol Spence because at the time he was a champion. So he had a champion's mind state. You know, even though he was coming off a loss, that loss at 154 didn't affect anything he was doing at 147. You know what I'm saying? That's like, and I'm gonna give this example. Canelo went up to 175 to fight Bivol. He took a loss, but that didn't affect his mind state when he came back down to 168. See what I'm saying? Everybody was saying Canelo got dominated, but it didn't affect his mental state as far as when he stepped back into the ring at 168, which was his weight class and he's champion at. So there, I have to disagree with you, Dreeko, because I think time did play a part. And I'm gonna give another example. When he fought Sean Porter, you know, there was a 2-year difference when Bud fought him. You know, Sean Porter had just he had just he was coming off a fight against Sebastian, I believe. And he won that by unanimous decision, but he didn't look nothing as like the same Tom Porter that had just, fought Spence. I feel that he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out by the time that Bud fought him. His father backed it up and said he wasn't training the same. So he was, his mentality wasn't the same when he stepped into the ring with Bud. Now I know that they have a friendship, but that ain't got nothing to do when you step in the ring. And we see that because when EJ steps in the ring with Jamel, he ain't taking it easy on you, no matter who you are. When he got in the ring with Floyd, he wasn't taking it easy, even though they were sparring. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna give you that work. When y'all step in the ring, that friendship goes out the window. So that ain't got nothing to do with how you gonna fight somebody. So on that one, I think Tom did play a part. Third question was what is Bud and EJ's strengths and weaknesses? And I switched this question on y'all because I wanted to see y'all opinion on what is making this fight so super. What is making this fight super? And I wanted to get your honest opinion on the opposite fighter. Dreeko, you're going for Crawford. Montray-Brown is going for Spence. So I wanted to give you a take on why y'all think this fight is so super. Dreeko, you said that Errol has a strong jab, and he's a strong inside body puncher. I came back to it, but then Dreeko, you kind of contradicted yourself because you use it as a positive, but then you came back and said it was negative because you said he throws a lazy jab. You said that against Ugas and against Mikey, he was using a lazy jab when you just use it as a positive. Said he has a strong jab, and you said he had a strong inside game, but then you contradicted yourself and came back and said, oh, he has a lazy jab against Mikey and against Ugas. They were coming over the top of his jab. You know what I'm saying? You said that he was off balance against multiple opponents. I kind of disagree with that because Spence fights off his jab. He worked everything off his jab. In order to have a strong jab, you have to have good balance. The only time that I've seen him have the bad balance was when he got rocked against Ugas, when we thought he dropped his mouthpiece. Danny caught him with some good shot, but that had nothing to do with balance. That was just good counterpunching on Danny's part. I don't think they had to do anything with his balance. You stated, Dreeko, that EJ can't fight off the back foot.
Wait, you didn't see him off balance with Porter? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry, my fault.
You're good. With Porter, I think both of them were kind of off balance because of the style of fight that they were fighting. They basically was trying to they basically was doing a toe-to-toe type. You know what I'm saying? No one wanted to move off their square. They was basically trying to give us a phone booth top fight. So at times both of them was kind of off balance because of how they were fighting. They was giving us a phone booth top fight, basically kind of like a street fight, toe-to-toe type fight. And in that type of brawl, you both gonna end up off balance if you get caught with something. And both of them was catching each other with good punches in that fight. What was my other? You, Dreeko, said that Errol Spence has weak defense. But no, I'm going back to the can't fight off the back foot. My fault. I'm jumping the gun. You said Errol Spence can't fight off the back foot. Well, we can't really say that because we ain't, other than Sean Porter, we ain't never really just seen nobody step to EJ to force him to have to fight off the back foot. You know what I'm saying? Porter tried, but Spence was reluctant to move off his square. That's why it became a phone booth top fight. Kell Brook, when he fought Kell Brook had some success and kind of forced him to fight off the back foot a little bit. He kind of pushed him back. But as the fight got more to the later rounds, Errol Spence started dominating that and started taking back over the fight. In those early rounds, Kell Brook had success and was pushing Spence back on his back foot. But we've never really got to see Spence fight off the back foot because he's never really been forced to fight off the back foot. And the two examples that we did get, like I said, was Kell Brook which was early in the early rounds, and then Sean Porter, which was a phone booth type fight. Other than that, there's no other opponent that really has forced EJ to fight off his back foot. Fight off the back foot. And my last point for that one was weak defense. You say EJ has weak defense. I think based on the stats, EJ does get hit a little bit more than Bud. Bud's defense is a little bit higher when it comes to defense. But also, I see that EJ doesn't get a lot of credit for his defense. He parries a lot of shots that people claim he gets hit with. He takes them on the arm. He parries them and takes them on the glove. You know, so he's not getting hit directly, even though the opponent is getting credit for those punches. He's not taking the punishment of the impact of the blow that the opponent is getting.
Do you agree with that, Dreeko? Do you agree with that Errol Spence parried certain shots? You on mute, Drake? Oh, I think he on the phone. What Dreeko did say, like I said, you on mute, Drake.
I agree with that, but the stats say EJ get hit more.
I know, and I agree. I agree with you. You did give the stat, and like I said, I agree with you. I do believe that Terence Crawford has a better defense. I 100% agree with you. But like I also said, I don't think EJ gets credit for his defense. You know, but we're gonna go with the stats. I agree with you 100%. I think that Bud being more elusive, his defense is a little bit, you know, you can kind of see, because when people swing at him, he's quicker to like, he goes in, he gets out. You can kind of see him dodging punches. You know, so his defense is more visual. You can see his defense, where EJ's is more on the inside, because EJ, since he's an inside fighter, he parries a lot of them. He catches them on the arm. He uses his forearm as a shield, and you always see that when he attacks, he'll throw that forearm up and use it as a shield. So he catches them, but the opponent is still getting credit for those punches. So I agree with you on that one. I do think that Bud has a stronger defense when it comes to that. But I also think that with like what Tank said, how long will he able to elude punches if EJ is able to get to the body? Because you know that's the weakness for defensive fighters, is the body attack. You know, for a person who likes moving and is defensive in and out, the body attack is one of their weaknesses. It slows them down. Would you agree with that or disagree with that?
He said agree.
I disagree.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna also go to EJ. His defense is questionable, like we say. He's good on defense. He catches a lot of punches on his forearm, but if Bud is able to land some of those punches, it will cause problems in the long run for EJ. He won't be able to take some of the punches that Bud dishes out. You know, I always see Bud as a sneaky counter puncher. You know, he'll let you attack the body, catch it, and then shoot right back up with the uppercut, which is one of his favorite punches. That's why he always switches. He uses the switches to see angles and views. You know, he'll go orthodox to see your repetition, to see what is the repetition of him when I do this. He wants to see which way you leaning forward, and then when he switches, that's when he's throwing his punch. So he's expecting the same reaction from you when he was fighting you orthodox, and he's already expecting, waiting for you for the punch when he switches to a southpaw. So that's one thing that Terence does do that EJ would have to watch out for. So his defense will have to be on point against Terence on that one. Question number 4 was, who deserves the most credit for making this fight? I'm not even gonna touch that, because I'm gonna give both of y'all the benefit of the doubt. I think that listen, I'm gonna touch on it. Both of y'all gave decent things, but Dreeko, you answered the question, so I don't even want to touch on it, because Dreeko, this is what you said right here. You agreed with Monnie without wanting to agree with Monnie, and I'm gonna tell you what you said. You said EJ got rid of Al and finally went with the other what's the dude's name? I wrote it down right here to make the fight happen. So you agree without wanting to agree with Money that EJ did more to get the fight made. You said EJ finally got rid of Al and went with this other promotion company to get the fight made.
Which was negative because EJ never got rid of Al. So Dreeko just running his mouth on that one. We coming OTB, y'all. I'm coming, y'all.
Technically, he agreed.
I'm sorry, let him finish. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zay. Wind it down.
Yeah, he got rid of Al as a manager.
So technically, you agree without disagreeing. EJ did more to get the fight made. So he jumped over more hurdles to get the fight made.
Well, heavy is the head that wear the crown. He holds the gold. So of course. So that being said, he's also the reason why the fight didn't happen. But we gonna go ahead.
No, because EJ wasn't the one that ran out of the first negotiations. I'm not gonna say running out the back door, nothing, but when you're in a negotiating table, you negotiate. You know, you're gonna hear some shit that you don't like. You know, there're gonna be things in the contract that you disagree with, but you work them through. That's why it's called a negotiation. You don't jump up away from the table and leave the room. You know, so that right there is another thing that works in against you. Because if I'm negotiating to buy a car, a house, or whatever the case is, if I hear stuff that I don't like, I'm gonna bring them up. You know,
Dreek, baby, give them what they earn. You gotta on to the next one, Dreek.
All right. The final one was, who do you think is gonna win the bout and how? So Dreeko, you got it going to the 9th round, and EJ getting stopped with a body shot. I think that EJ is kind of vulnerable to the body, but I have to disagree with you. I don't think that it will be a body shot that stops him. If anything, if Bud wins, I think it's gonna have to go 12 and it'll be on the cards. Money had EJ winning by unanimous decision 8-4. That's more of a respectable. I can rock with that because if it does go to the scorecards, I think that Bud would have to do significant amount of damage to prove that he deserves all the belts. EJ holding 3 belts, he's gonna have to come in there and dominate and impose his will on Bud. So they both got a big hurdle in front of them because being a undisputed bout, both of them have to prove that they win this match and try and take it out of the judges' hands. Neither one of these fighters wants it to go to the decision. You know, neither one of them wants to put their career in someone else's hands. I'll leave it at that. I'm not even gonna give my point on who I think is gonna win because I rock with EJ, so I'm gonna take myself out the equation. And I'm done with that. We can let the panel cook.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you to my brother Drake for showing up, getting his ass kicked again.
Y'all both winners, man. Y'all both winners. Like I said, because all we doing is promoting this fight that I don't think is getting enough promotion.
Once again, getting his ass kicked again. You dig?
Shout out to my boy Monnie B. Shout out to my boy Zay.
But shouts out to the boys. Shouts out to the boys on the panel, though, man. OTB.
What's up, Dreeko? Salute, Dreeko. What's up with you? What's up with your big homie? Hey, great debate, man. Great debate. That shit was fun, man. Shit was fun to listen to.
Thank you.
Y'all are hilarious.
Thank you. Appreciate
y'all are made for this shit, bro. Y'all are made for this shit. You and Monnie, bro. Y'all
hold on, Billy.
Crawford, for real. Y'all are perfect dance partners. Like,
hold
for
on,
real.
Billy.
Thank you.
Hold on, Billy. Dreeko.
I would agree.
Bring
I would agree. You guys are all good. You guys are good blend for everybody.
Yeah.
What's going down? What's going down? See, what's going down? Yeah, we came on this thing. You know, we heading down to Saturday, man. You know, Saturday's on the way. So we just give them the last and the last hurrah.
I know, man. I always
Dreek, you know what's crazy?
I always catch you guys late at night, man.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. See, it's all good. But we're gonna go one at a time. I want people to get that word thing. Go ahead, YB.
Hey, Monnie, you know what's crazy? I was asking you about Dreek. You said, I'm going to go ahead and whoop his ass one day. I said, man, where my boy Dreek been? You say, man, I'm going to debate his ass soon, man. I'm going to bring him on the panel. He said, he'll be back. Yeah, because I was gone for a minute. I say, man, when you used to come on here, with, when that contract shit was going on, bro, that shit was.
Yeah. But Dreek went through a situation. We had got that bullshit out the way, and now my brother's back. I had to tell I seen my dude John G, where you at, bro? John G in the chat. So I had to hit John G up because John G said it though. He said, man, you and Dreek, y'all be back cool, man. That shit ain't, y'all, that shit be over with. I say, nope, I ain't never talk to that nigga ever again in life.
Man, I was so mad at Money, man. I was throwing my phone, man. I was taking off my clothes, everything.
Calling me at 3
shit.
in the morning.
It got like that, Dreek.
The thing about Dreeko and Money, they like Batman and Joker. They need each other. They the perfect ones when it comes to this debate. They gonna hit each other.
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
That's my brother at the end of the day, man. So we all have our little bumps and bruises. Then we come back and it's like nothing never happened again. You know what I mean? No grudges, no nothing. But that was between me and Money. So couldn't nobody get in my ear and be like, Money this. I'm gonna be like, what you say? You know what I mean? That's still my brother, Right. So and same with him. Could nobody say nothing to him either about me. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That was, you know what I'm saying? And we got out that shit. But Omega, that's why you my right hand, bro. That's why you my right hand.
Nah, that was a fire ass debate though. Y'all.
We had some fun with it this time, man. It wasn't so personal. We weren't making it so personal, you know what I'm saying? Just having fun with leading up to Saturday because the Saturday, we gonna have these motherfuckers crying for real after Saturday. You feel me? So you know what I'm saying?
I just didn't want. I wasn't gonna give no winner because we as the fans are the winners. And like I keep saying in everybody's chat, Saturday all the questions gonna be answered. So all the questions that I have to say, shit, they gonna be answered in the ring. So we the fans are the winners because we 4 days away. You know what I'm saying? On Saturday on the 29th, every question that everybody got on both sides gonna be answered.
That's right.
Let me ask my brother YB, you still out there, YB?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm out here. I'm out here to the fight, bro. I'm getting in that motherfucker. I'm in there, Monty B.
Yes, sir. YB,
I'm in there,
man. YB working his ass off. I'm talking about that boy's a grinder, man. It's a grinder right there, bro. O to the beat, what's going down, man? We gotta get OTB to the beat, back in motherfucking rhythm and back in the groove. What's going down, bro?
What's up, big bro, man? Y'all put on though, man. Fire ass debate. Gotta say that, man. And definitely no bias. Hey, Dreeko, man, you gotta bring that shit, bro. You know what Monty delivery gonna do, man.
What you saying right now? You saying that you think Monty beat me? Is that what you saying on TV?
That's what I'm saying,
man. I'm telling you, Monty just beat you.
Oh man, I don't even so.
Try.
Money
I expect.
Listen, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Money was bleeding, y'all.
Hey, you made him have to rope a dope you.
I'm trying to tell you now. I seen the chat 2-1. So that ain't necessarily that's a split decision. That's a split decision.
Hey, 2-1 is a loss, Dreek. But what pissed me off was the technicalities, man. He throw 78 jabs around. You telling me we ain't gonna time that?
That wasn't a question, though.
I'm disappointed, Dreek.
I wanted to kind of stick to it, but I think I gave more facts and presented more facts and more examples, though.
See, Drake tried to pull that shit, right? Oh man, Errol, he threw 1,000 plus and he missed 700. That's 700 mistakes, right? And I two Drake ass up at that point because I said, okay, within that 1,000 plus and with that 700 mistakes, what was the outcome? You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking at the outcome of what happened, you can't sit up here and say, oh well, he gonna be able to do this, that, and the third. Because in that 700 mistakes, he got hit a few times in the fight that he was in, but the outcome was still EJ with his hand raised. You understand what I'm saying? So that's all we're worried about. Is making sure, of course, he gonna get hit, but as long as his hand get raised at the end, that's all we coming for, baby.
On some of those, Dreeko. Go ahead.
Hey, can
on some of those, Dreeko kind of stepped on his own. He stepped on his own toes. You know what I'm saying? He stepped on his own feet. Because, like I say, when I asked for the strengths and the weaknesses, one of his strengths for EJ, he said, "What is a jab?" But then he turned around and started stepping on his own toes and said, "Well, he be throwing the lazy jab, and they be coming over the top." So he kind of, that's why I asked. That's why I switched it on y'all when I said, "What's this person's strengths? What their weaknesses?" And then he kind of stepped on his own toes and said, "Well, He has a strong jab. You know what I'm saying? But
Hold
then
on,
he come around and say he got a
hold
lazy
on.
jab.
Hold on, let me stop you right now. Let me shout out my brother King G, the boxologist, man. He say about time Monty got back in the winning bracket. You back working your way up the rankings. The champ is here. Who they want? King G. King G. You know, I'm a salute. You know, I'm gonna give your just doing your credit. You got that dub off. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you got lucky with that damn third question. They gave your ass that layup off the backboard. You know what I'm saying? Behind the back and one type shit. You feel me? But don't. You know, I came on your ass, boy. You feel me? And if it weren't for that second question being mixed up and that, you know what I'm saying? How they word that shit, I would have threw your ass up in that second as well. But no doubt, man. Shouts out to King G, the boxologist, bro. You did what you're supposed to do. And even with, and that's still fuck, I'm still pissed off now, boy. I'm still pissed off now, so don't come fucking with me now. But that last fucking shit, they talking about you use me against me for you to beat me. You use me against me for you to beat me. Or some bullshit. When it was a goddamn debate, and I ain't had no choice but to get goddamn motherfucking Sugar Ray Leonard. But what's going down, champ? What's going down, y'all?
But
All right,
Dreeko, he
go
gave
ahead.
some good points. I agree with some of them, like how with the off balance, I do have worries with Errol catching himself off balance sometimes. And I kind of understood with the lazy jab. I wouldn't say it's a lazy jab, but he leaned over with his jab sometimes. And Dreeko impressed me, you know what I'm saying? He put up a fight. He put up hell of a fight. But I still got it 1-3, and it was a swing round. I got a draw. So I got it 1-3-1.
Money,
Yes, I
money,
mean I keep
money.
yeah, I
Hey,
keep saying no
What's up,
doubt, Kenji,
money?
no doubt, bro. You know they most definitely had the best. They had the best up top. What's that? What's that talking?
This
Somebody's
Mark.
mic.
Yeah,
somebody, Mike. Hey, but Monty, I say what you and Dreek did it, man. Look, Dreek made some good points too. I, you know, hey, Monty, like in all honesty, now that y'all did that debate, bro, and now that the fight is so close, uh, what does Errol like? What does Errol have to do to keep from? I mean, to like you said, win a unanimous decision and stay out of trouble in this fight. How does he pressure Bud without making a mistake that can cost him?
just cook the Bud fans hashtag number one guy. 13 endo is all love, fam. When you're looking at this fight, bro, like I say, Earl is going to have to be careful in what OTB and what Dreeko was putting down. You know, Earl, he's very active, bro. So in the mixed up throwing your punches, you have to be very careful of Bud catch you with that counter shot because, like I said earlier, Turnbull Crawford is good, bro, at punching with you. You feel me? And he pay attention to the shot. Like he actually look like go look at him when he catch these dudes. He actually look at the punch that they throwing and he beat them to the punch, bro. Like he looked at Jose Benavidez fit a throw a punch. Like Bud act like I paused it. He looking at his shot and he came up with the uppercut on his ass. Boom, caught him with the uppercut, drop him. When him going down, it's just so good that like I say, they do this shit like repetition. When he caught him with the uppercut, boom, and Benavidez going down, he tried to catch his ass with the hook. Boom. Go look at the Sean Porter fight when he caught Sean Porter. Look at him. He bagged up. He looked at the punch Sean Porter was for the throw, and he beat him to the punch. So he knew what punch he's for the throw. And like, okay, I just got to beat him to the punch. So he good at timing you, looking at what you're doing, and he'll try to beat you to the punch with a shot, bro. And he's good at that shit. So Errol will have to be mindful of being careful of what you're throwing and not being, lazy on what he's doing when he's throwing that shot because Terence Crawford, hold on, my bad. Terence Crawford is damn good at punching with you, bro, and trying to beat you there. So that's what Errol gonna have to do, bro, to not get caught with that punch. But just stay solid, stay sharp. You go get hit now. I'm not saying you go in that motherfucker, you go, you know what I'm saying, jump in the swimming pool and don't get wet. You go get wet now, so you go get hit with some shots. You just gotta be mindful of that one big shot that'll be the shot that'll hurt your motherfucking ass and take some steam off that bitch. Don't let it catch you clean. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you gotta do, really, and be on point because Bud, man, gonna be short too. Like both of these dudes putting in great fucking work, bro. Even though at today at the at the grand arrival, to me, if y'all pay attention, Bud looked a look more sucked in than Errol Spence. With the hood on, listen to the way they talk, both of them seem like they're a little because they losing weight now. You know what I'm saying? I see it on both of them, bro. Turnbull Crawford come in with the hood on and shit. I don't know if I think he had on glasses, but right? And just listen to the way he talk and how he forget when they forget certain words and how slow the words come out and shit like that. Pay attention now. Bud do talk like that a little, but I pay attention to all that shit, and I can hear it in Earl as well. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, okay, motherfucker, we ready to get this interview over with and get to where we got to get to because we still working in the mix, So they putting the work in to losing that weight, bro. But Saturday is gonna be on point. So they doing their thing, fam. They doing their thing. Hey, we in for something special, man. Like we in for something. Saturday night, bro, is gonna be special. I know you got the ones that talking about it's gonna be one side of the ass whooping for Bud. It's gonna be one side of the ass whooping for Earl. No, both of them gonna have success in this fight. Bud Crawford gonna have success in this fight because he built like that. Errol Spence is built like that. I just think once shit get going and once things start heating up, and when the fight break out, I just feel like Errol Spence gonna get the better turns Bud Crawford, bro. You know what I mean? And I don't think Bud is gonna be in this fight trying to move to the left, move to the right, all that shit like they saying he go do. He gonna be trying to stand right there and give it just as good as he take it. And we gonna be in for something special, bro.
Well, I just wanted to say that the off balanceness that y'all was referring to a lot, that come out to EJ selling out. He sell out on his punches a lot, and that's where I would wanted Dreeko to go. Yeah, I
Sell
mean
out.
his
What you mean by selling out? Because
I mean, sell out, put all of his weight into it where you could see his weight transition. That's how you guys was catching him with a lot of right hands. That's how Sean Porter had a lot of success. When you say Kell Brook had his success punching Witty, I mean, that's something that we know that Terence Crawford won't do until the latter ends of the fight when he looking to finish. I mean, so for me, I look for Errol to not sell out, like you say, man. Control that selling out because he sold out a lot of punches against Sean Porter and against you guys, like I said earlier. And when you sell out and you dealing with a fighter who can finish the way Terence Crawford can, man, you can't afford to be getting caught in them weight transitions with all that weight on your front foot.
I got it 70-30, and that's because the 30% is what Earl do is the being off balance and reaching and leaning with his jab. Sometimes he lean with his jab, and sometimes he overextend his hooks. And like you said, his all his weight go to one side. So I totally agree. Even though I'm going with Earl, that's the caution that I have of Earl. You being off balance and reaching with his jab. Because Bud gonna be on the back foot. You can't be getting caught overextending. That's how Sean Porter got caught trying to leap in. He wasn't overextended, but he was trying to leap in. He got caught while Bud was going backwards. And I just hope Earl don't do the same thing with leaning in with the jab and get caught.
And that's because he got a 74-inch reach, y'all. He got 74-inch reach, so he can lean back. I mean, he have a lot more air. He have a lot more room for air and room to see these punches and that weight transition coming.
I just don't like. I don't like that sometimes. Oh, go ahead, Zay.
I was gonna say the reason why I think that is because Earl put so much behind his jab because every jab that he throws is pretty much a power jab. Look at the damage that he does with his jab. Just alone swelling people out of, and I think that's the cause of that because he put so much behind his jab. Now, if he catches you good, but if he don't, like y'all say, it puts him front foot heavy. You know what I'm saying? Because he's putting everything in that jab. It's like he don't mix up his jabs. It's like every jab that he's throwing it out there to cause damage.
And now my question for y'all would be, are y'all expecting the same pressure that we see from Errol Spence in every other fight, dealing with the finishing factor that he has to deal with in this fight?
I think he still smothers the distance, behind the jab.
I think opening rounds, I think EJ gonna come out to try and slow Bud down because like everybody keeps saying he's fast. I think he's gonna come out trying to work the body, trying to slow him down in the early rounds. EJ gonna go to drown him in the late rounds. If anything, you know what I'm saying? He like you say, he ain't going to try and kill him. How do you punish somebody? Shit, you slow him down, you weaken those legs, and then you go in there and start doing damage.
One thing I think EJ gonna do is be patient. You know what I mean? Because one thing about it, when you attack Bud, even though even though the guys that have had success, even though the pressure fighters get, when they go crazy, that's when Bud gets you out of there. But guys that are patient, like Cal Velasquez was early in the fight, just with the basics, the 1-2, shooting over the top, because he has shorter arms than EJ does, but he was able to get Bud's chin. Even Benavidez early first couple rounds was able to use his length, his jab, and hold his ground. I think EJ is gonna be a mirror Bud as far as being in front of him, but when he doesn't want to engage, I think he's gonna be patient and have some distance to where Bud can't strike. And I think it's gonna be a little bit more. I think he's gonna be more careful, but I think he's gonna still be Errol, if that makes sense. I think he's gonna do what he normally does, but he's not gonna. I think they're working on him not falling in. I think they're working on him not shooting that left hand the way he does, where he falls over his feet sometimes. I think those are the type of things that they're more worried about. Keeping your chin tucked all the time. Don't shoot the body shots from such a long distance, like you get away with other guys. There's a couple like nuances there that you have to be worried about, and also don't chase him. Just cut the ring off. Don't chase. And make sure your jab is brought back correctly every time. Don't shoot a lazy jab. Those are the type of things fundamentally they're probably were cleaning up, knowing that they got Bud in front of them. So to answer your question, OTB, I don't think he's going to pressure him the same way he's been pressuring other guys because of Bud's factor. But I do think that he's still going to provide that presence that he always has. Is be in front of you, make you think. You know what I mean? Touch you. If he can hit you in the elbow, if he can hit you in the chest when you're trying to switch, those type of things. Just try to frustrate you, irritate you. I think Errol Spence is going to do that.
That's
Hey
right,
guys, how
buddy.
y'all doing, man?
Oh, how you run box? What's going down, bro?
What's good, man? Great debate, man, too. Y'all know I'm Team Crawford, but I'm gonna give Monnie the tip on that. Give him a salute on that one. When it came to who made this fight, y'all know I'm Team Crawford, but
Yes, sir.
Terence Crawford did not make this fight. It was Errol that made this fight for the simple fact TC don't trust PBC. TC got problems with Al Heyman. It's like a trust factor. So yes, I felt like it was Errol Spence who had to sit him down and say, hey, man, and meet his demands, because he has a trust issue with the PBC. I don't know what it is, but that's one of my concerns going into this fight, the mental game. If this fight is close in the 10th round, guys, y'all know I'm picking TC. But if this fight is close, will TC get out of character and feel like he has to fight the judges, Al Heyman and Errol Spence, and take more risks because he don't trust nobody? That is big, and that is key in this fight. Or will he stay disciplined and fight his fight like he did Sean Porter and Victor Poster? That could be the case, but that is my concern. I definitely think TC can win this fight, but I'm looking at it on a deeper aspect of this guy leading up to the negotiations, leading up how he feel like they don't trust him, or he don't trust them. He don't want to sign a long-term deal with them. He don't do. I'm looking at all that. I can't ignore that, guys. I just can't. But it was a great topic tonight, man. I enjoyed watching y'all. But that's just I wanted to say, because I'm at work myself, man. But yeah, that was a concern to me, and I just wanted to point that out. Will TC force the action and put himself in a vulnerable position for Earl to capitalize? Because that can happen. Fighters can get risky and take themselves out of a winning fight because they think they're getting robbed by the judges.
Well, I'm gonna say this before you leave out Ohio. See, things like that is what a fighter can't worry about. You feel me? That's where the mental toughness come in. There, like if you sitting up there worrying about getting robbed by the judges and shit like that, then guess what? That's go play on, like you say, that's go play bad on your behalf, bro. You can't be worrying about certain shit like that once you're in a fight of this magnitude. All you can do is fight your fight. That's gonna be the smartest thing for you to do. And I say this all the time. That's why I don't like to use this type of shit going into the fights, because this will make people think about that shit. Oh man, they gonna rob from this, that, and the third. No, you got to give the judges, the referees, and everybody a first shake until you see some bullshit. If we all looking at the fight and we think that a man won the fight and it shows that he won the fight, it's up to us to say that he won the fight. Whether they come out here and try to fuck him over and things of that nature. I'm not saying that these things don't happen in boxing. All I'm saying is you got to watch this fight as a fair fight and not going in and saying, oh, well, the judges go do this to him because they're on the PPC side and they go do this, they go do that. Negative, bro, because right off the bat, what you're saying is, or they got the judges in their pockets. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want people going into the fight thinking of that, because now people be like, man, why the fuck we buying this fight? Because they finna cheat him anyway. He on PBC side, so
Yeah,
I get.
yeah, no, and I don't want that, and that's
I
I
get what you're
definitely
saying.
don't want
Yeah.
that to come off like that. But what I'm saying is, you got to look at it from TC perspective, leading
Well,
up to this fight, how he was negotiating, how he was
uh,
moving. That's
I,
what I'm basing it off of. Is how he
well,
was moving before he even got this fight made, and that's a concern to me
well,
because
I don't
it
think
was
that
a
had nothing to do
no-brainer.
though. I don't think that had nothing to do with the judges and things of that
Oh
nature.
no,
That
no,
had
no,
to
no,
do
no.
with him worrying about where the money coming from and where the money is gonna be going, and he got the answer to all that. They gave him the answer, all the answers that he was looking for. They gave it to him.
Money.
Period.
I know Money. You know I got deep
Yeah,
intel like you do, baby. But
yeah.
it was from the deeper conversations behind the scenes. TC don't trust PVC. TC really don't want to fuck with PVC. So this is why I'm bringing that out to the light, bro. It's not like what I think is Al is gonna do good business with him, and he's gonna see. But it's the people that's around him that's telling him this and telling him that. It's his personal feeling. It ain't what we feel. You know, I rock. Al Heyman is from Ohio. Ohio runs
No
boxing.
doubt.
I stand on that.
Hey,
But we
hey,
got to keep it real. We got to call it how he sees it. It don't matter how we see it. You know what I'm saying? It's how he sees it. So yes, I definitely think the deal got made, and I actually think he made extra demands just to see how they will move. But the fight is here now, and you're absolutely right. You have to make this fight. You have to go in there and fight. But let's be honest. We get these close decisions. When I was rocking Sean Porter against Crawford, y'all know I'm Team Ohio. But I knew going into that fight, if Sean was in a close fight with Errol Spence and they got to the decision, it was going to the money. Don't act stupid. We know that it's going to the money. If it's a close fight, Sean ain't getting no fair shake in my hand. And I knew that. He wouldn't get no fair shake. That's how the game is. I hate it, but that's how the game is. If it's close, we just had somebody on the panel say, you got to beat the champ. Errol got 3 belts. You got to beat the champ. It shouldn't be like that. How you got to beat the champ? And I've been the champ too.
I'm gonna
Because you
say this
got 3
though,
belts.
with the Sean fight, you can't say that if it was gonna be close, it's gonna go to Earl. Like, cause Sean been with PBC for a while too, and Sean never mentioned.
Hold on, Money.
Sean, hold on, wait a minute,
Hold on. I'm gonna
hold
let you
on,
cook. Hold on, I'm gonna let you cook.
wait a minute, cause Sean never, when you say those type of things, Sean never mentioned anything about this, that, and third. That's your feeling.
Hold on,
mentioned nothing like
Money.
that.
Hold on, Money. Let me get this off.
Yeah, you been getting it
Didn't
off.
Sean? Hold on. Didn't Sean come off a controversy win against Ugas? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Against who?
Against Ugas. Was it controversial? Was it controversial or not?
No, that wasn't controversial. That did Sean win that fight?
It was a split decision. He won it by split decision.
He won the decision, but it was controversial. A lot of people felt like Ugas won that, but the bigger fight was Sean Porter because he was more accomplished than Ugas. That was the more bigger fight. I did too.
So I can't say. Listen, let me say something though. But when we're looking at those things, bro, you're saying a controversial win. Like people are trying to make everything controversial. That was a close fight, bro. That was a tight fight that could have went either way. If they would have gave Ugas the win in that fight, I wouldn't have been mad. So for people to feel like Ugas won that fight, I get their point, but that don't mean that it was no robbery, or don't mean that they gave it to Sean because of this. I thought Sean edged it out. You thought Sean edged it out. The judges thought Sean edged it out. You know what I'm saying? So I can't look at that as something that's they gave it to Sean because Sean was the bigger name, bro.
Hey, Monnie, if they really wanted to be, if they really want to be about the money,
go ahead, YB.
If they really want to be about the money, they wouldn't have let Ugas beat Manny. They would have gave it to Manny anyway, on some crazy shit. You get what I'm saying? Because Manny and Spence is a bigger fight than Ugas and Spence. No cap.
Yeah, but sometimes those fights are so wide you can't really take it that bad. I mean,
man, I just seen it last weekend with Maxie Hughes and Campbell.
Yeah, but we have some that I get it. I definitely get it. But we have some where you be like, okay, the scorecards, it takes a minute. But you have to really dominate certain fighters. We can't act like, I don't know about y'all, but I'll be on the other side with certain fighters. And when we going into a fight and I know it's against the A side, and I'm like, damn, this might be a tight fight. But God darn it, if it's close on the cards, we might not get it. Don't tell me that these fighters don't think like that, because they do. They just don't talk about it publicly. But they do. Like, we got to stop acting like we don't see this. That's what, I'm a realist. When I had Sean fight Errol, I knew what it was, bro. I'm not saying have doubt. No, bro, it's just there. We've been in this sport for so long. Look at Rolly. Rolly was losing. Controversy with the referee. It's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on in this sport that needs to be fixed. But I don't want to have that going in with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. I really don't think that's the case. But from the way Errol Crawford been moving and how he's been talking, leading up to this fight, that is my concern. I don't think he will get caught up in that type of mindset. But I'm just putting that out there. That's something to talk about.
Yeah, but
I mean,
go ahead, YB. Then go.
It is something to talk about, Ohio. But then again, I mean, let Crawford's team, the way they've been talking the past 3 or 4 years, he shouldn't even make it to decision. You get what I'm saying? He's straight up and down. He's spaghetti with no sauce. So it should be simple work. Get him out of there. You know, like Crawford fans been saying, it's easy work. Knock his ass out. It won't have to go there.
Yeah, but I don't think no judges is coming to rob him and things of that nature. But I just think when we say those things, it's excuses and things of that nature to get people ways out. So if Earl go in there and win a close fight, people gonna say, "Oh well, it should have went to Bud, but they gave it to Earl." We know Al Heyman had the judges in his pockets and shit like that. No, I ain't gonna let that one ride. Key, what's going down, Key?
Man, what's happening with you?
Chilling like a villain.
What's going down with y'all? Salute to everybody on the panel, man. Hell of a debate. Both of y'all actually did y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? Dreeko came with it too. He came with some shit this time, for sure.
Drake,
but man,
you be muted, Drake.
Salute, Key.
What's up, Key?
What's happening with it? What's happening? Yeah. I told Dreek ass up. I told Dreek ass up early this morning. You know what I'm saying? Well, earlier. So he had to come with it. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Hey, I ain't going out like that no more." But man, that was I enjoyed listening to that. But man, Ohio. Ohio came with them facts though, man. Bud didn't want to fuck with Al Heyman. He still don't fuck with Al Heyman like that. Dreeko know that. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't like he didn't want to do no business with Al in them. I talked about it on several different occasions. So but we also know that man, Spence did everything to make this fight happen. If it wasn't for Spence, this fight wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm talking about? Like Spence told you, like, hey man, they was looking at Bud like a goddamn boo boo the fool in the face. Like, man, he asking for too much. We ain't fucking with him. Let's just move on. And Bud was like, nah, just go ahead and give him what he want. So Spence was like, nah, yeah. EJ was like, nah, go ahead and give him everything he want. Whatever he asking for, just give it to him. So that tell you right there who made the fight happen. He pushed and pushed. He waited and waited. He did everything in his possible, willpower to make the fight happen. Now, Bud, he finally did go ahead and take the fight. But EJ is the man who made this happen.
And I want to say this though, King. I want to say this too, and I got you on. Okay, like with this situation with Terence Crawford not trusting Al Heyman and PBC and things of that nature. Like I don't know why. Like you never had a situation that happened with Al now where you got fucked over. You feel me? Where you was getting fucked over is over on the ESPN side where you saying they wasn't putting the effort forward for you to get the big fights and things of that nature. You suing Bob Erb. You're not suing Al Heyman. So when I'm looking at Al, you have it. So I don't want to just put it out there like, oh, he don't fuck with Al Heyman and PBC things of that nature. He just like he got trust issues. Period. You know what I'm saying? And that's his problem and things of that nature. But what everybody else saying, everything else, oh, he doing great business and he getting X, Y, and Z things. So he getting X, Y, and Z over Earl Spence. He making this, he making that. What I think it is he just in like people they crack jokes, they make jokes about the back end money. Oh, the back end ain't real. The back end ain't this. The back end, you know what I'm saying? So they made jokes and shit about that to where I feel like he didn't know how that shit worked. And I think when he got on the phone with Earl Spence, maybe Earl broke it down to him on how the money probably come in. But him having the trust issues with Al Heyman and things like that, like Al ain't really fucked nobody over in this game. All he did was help motherfuckers, put their money up, make more money, show them how to invest, do that type of shit. So the situation with him having a problem with Al Heyman and PBC, that just weighs on him. You know what I'm saying? And his issues. And that shows why the fight didn't get made the first time, because he was going through his problem, his situation that he was feeling like getting fucked over things that nature without really doing business with that man, So like you say, he'll come back and see now by doing business, because you see Canelo ain't crying about, like, when you a big time name, you go out there and you fuck with Al, Canelo coming back to this motherfucker And I don't see no other big names that really said shit about Al. The only ones that mention Al name is motherfuckers like Adrian Brown and them who already fucked they situation up. But then they come back crying and apologizing to Al Heyman because they know that man ain't did shit but try to help them out. You know what I'm saying? But let's catch this too.
Let me say this real quick. But you also,
let me catch
all
this
right.
too. 13, just showing love. Say it was close, but Monnie rocked the last question. Appreciate the love, bro. Go ahead, Keith.
Now, I want to say this because you've also heard his trainer, Bo Mac, talk bad about Al Heyman before, right? You've heard Bernie. I'm talking about he didn't say shit about Al. He didn't call Al Heyman every name in the book. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you listen to the people around him, and then you listen to the little things that Bud said when he did speak about Al Heyman, try to basically insinuate that they was trying to fuck him over and things like that. I think that he already had a preconceived, notion. He already had a preconceived notion about Al Heyman because everybody around him, they saying these things about Al Heyman. So you think that Bud ain't agreeing with him and Bud ain't talking shit behind the scenes? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't think that he got a reason to have any, issue with Al Heyman because he ain't never had even did business with Al Heyman. You know what I'm talking about? But it's just like some dudes is like that. They'll hear other dudes talking bad about a dude and then they gonna just ride along with it. And I think that was the issue with Bud. So he went over there, with his shield up and he ain't want to let his guard down.
I think Keon, I think most of Bud's insecurities came from his dealings with ESPN and Bob. You know what I'm saying? I think most of his insecurities came with dealing with PBC. He didn't want to get caught up in certain situations, like what he did over there on the ESPN side. But when he come to Al, he was listening to Adrian Broner because who was he talking to? Adrian Broner was the only person that I feel like he could talk to that had dealings with the PBC. And then
Hold on, real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off, but before Adrian Broner, you got to connect the dots. Before Adrian Broner, there was another fighter that left PBC that went over there and could have put a bug in his ear. So I'm not even gonna say names.
I was going to touch on that, Ohio. I was going to touch on that, but you got to remember that when it comes to business, you got to remember for any bad review, it always takes 10 positive reviews to neglect that one negative. For whatever reason,
absolutely.
For whatever reason, people always tend to want to jump on a negative review, and it always takes 10 positive reviews to neglect one negative.
Absolutely. This is what I was trying to point out. I'm Team Crawford all day, but I also feel like he had misinformed information from other people, and he needed to sit at the table and meet Al Heyman. I personally, this is why I know for a fact Errol Spence made that fight, because I felt like Al Heyman was like, well, fuck you. You talking about me? You're doing this. Keith Thurman, 154, let's do it. And Errol Spence was like, nah. Errol Spence stood up against Al and said, no, I got to make this fight. This is what I promised the people. This is what I personally believe happened backdoor, because all these fighters get the moment when they tell an advisor or tell their promoter, I want this fight. Canelo did it with Laura. I think Ryan Garcia did it with De La Hoya. The list goes on. We have certain fighters, when they get to a high status, they are now in position to say, look, I want this fight and I want this fight now. I think Tank is in that situation, but he's still letting them lead him. And I think Tank needs to step up and do that. But I believe Errol did that. He had an offer for Errol Spence. That's what Al wanted. I didn't think Al really wanted this fight. Because of the way the negotiations was happening. And we're human. We get personal. F this dude. Let's just do this. And I think Earl was like, nah,
I'm gonna tell y'all
the people, and this is what I wanted. And that's how I think he got this fight made.
This another problem that Bud had, supposedly was supposed. This another problem that he had with Al, right? When he was over there on ESPN, they was making it seem like that Al was stopping all the fights, that Al was a cancer, and that was that was the narrative that they was running over there at ESPN. So he was looking at this shit like, oh man, Al trying to block me out. He trying to blackball me from, fighting any of them fighters over there. And so that's another reason why he had an issue with Al Heyman listening to all that false bullshit, not going and looking at Bob Arum like, hey, is you, are you digging in your motherfucking wallet to try to make these fights happen? You know what I'm saying? But they blaming it all on Al Hammond, and he was believing that shit.
Yeah, that's what going down. So that's why I say go learn the man for yourself and shit. So for him going up there and listening to that shit, and now he came back to the table. We see what it is, and now we gonna see what the business is now that he doing business with him. And once he see that money come in, that shit good, he gonna wish he been fucking with Al Heyman. Watch what I tell you.
I think it did take EJ to come through and actually do the negotiation, because you got to remember Al was handling the business, and EJ pays Al to handle his business. Now, if you talking business, Al wasn't going to concede to some of those demands that Bud was doing, because on a business side of it, he's dealing from the business. It didn't make sense to give Bud certain things. So it did take EJ to actually come in and say, you know what, Al, give it to him, like what everybody's saying. So it took EJ to step in and say, give it to him, because from a business side, Al is going argue, no, he don't deserve that. Don't give it to him. You know what I'm saying? But it did take EJ to actually come in and say, give it to him. Give it to him, because EJ pays Al to run it to do the business side, that business side of the business for him, right? So Al is gonna make the best business decisions for EJ. Just like they kept saying that Bud would call Al and Bud would call Al for advice. Well, you're not paying Al for advice. You trying to get free advice, but he ain't working for you. You trying to get free advice. He's gonna do the best thing for EJ, which is his paying client. But it did take EJ to go and say, Al, you know what? Give it to him. Oh, he want a coin flip? Give it to him.
And listen, and that's why I think this is why I think it's so important, guys, because I hope Crawford doesn't have that mindset, because if you go in there thinking you fighting just PBC, you can lose. You will lose. You can't have a mindset like that going into that fight. I'm rooting for TC. Y'all know I've been TC for the longest. I said longest he ain't fighting nobody from Ohio, we good. But I look at the deeper things. I look at everything leading up to the negotiations. Y'all know I call a spade a spade. Y'all heard me on here talking, and I felt like Crawford was some of the blame for this fight not getting made because of his unrealistic expectations that he had, not knowing the business. We have fighters. I deal with fighters. I see guys that overprice themselves and think they worth this and that all the time. Not saying that they don't, but they got to understand, be realistic, and trying to get these fights made. But I seen it. I called that shit out. People know, but I'm still a fan. But you got a lot of fanboys that really just want to just argue, just to argue, and never just sit back and watch and look at the whole thing. But on top of that, and I'm with you, Monnie. I don't think if this is a close fight and Errol wins, we're not going to sit here and say, "Oh, PVC, this and this." I'm not listening to no hardcore Crawford fans talk about this fight after if he lose, because they're not going to be sincere and real about it. If it's a close fight and he lose, I'm not about to sit here and talk about he got robbed of this. Nah. They tried to do this with NUA. I've seen a lot of people try to use this little narrative with NUA. They talked about the gloves, this and this. So just in case if he knocked footing out, oh, it was cheating, he this and that. No, we're not about to do that. We're not about to do that. We see some of the writing on the wall with a lot of these fights sometimes, and you got to call that shit out, because they will use the little excuses to try to mess up somebody's victory. They want to downplay your success. Things like that.
I got
I'm glad you
something.
brought that up, Ohio. I'm glad you brought that up, Ohio, because
Let knock get in.
go ahead, knock out.
Hey, what's up? What's up, to everybody? Money Brown, YB, Ohio, Dreeko, ETB, everybody up here, man. Salute to y'all. Look, Money. So a couple of things, bro. That last part you said, where the mistake that Terence Crawford made is, bro, you can't run around this bitch basing how you feel about somebody on what other people tell you. The relationships that you have and what you think of someone should always be based on your interactions with that person. So that's one mistake that he made in this situation, but the main thing that I wanted to get up here and just talk about real quickly, bro, was like all these preemptive excuses is taken away from the fight, and you gonna get that shit from fans and fanboys and shit. That shit to come is expected in the game. But the messed up part, bro, is when it's coming from the team member. When you hear the head trainer making preemptive excuses, or you hear somebody that's supposed to be an objective analyst and Tim Bradley making preemptive excuses to take away from fight before it ever happened. So all I would ask, bro, is that ride with your guy, have that same confidence that you had before the fight was signed, and then if your person lose, bro, just be real about it and get a person the respect that they deserve that went out there and won the fight, because what people are doing without even knowing it, bro, you taking away from the fight. If you Tim Bradley, you putting it into a position, bro. You don't know the weight that your voice carry. What if like 100? What if like 10,000 people decide not to buy the fight because you telling them it's gonna be a robbery already, bro? Now you done took money. You supposedly got all this love for Bud. You want him to do well and shit. You could have took. I don't know what 10,000 times 84 is, but if it's me, I want all that bread, bro. I want all that money. So when you put out these little narratives and these preemptive excuses, bro, take away from the fight. And I just need them to have that same confidence, because I honestly don't even know why judges is coming up. I don't even know why people is talking about it going additions coming up. Cause let it be told, Bud Crawford is about to get in there with a drunk ass, basic ass, one-dimensional ass fighter. So none of this shit should be coming up anyway, bro. So go in there and do what y'all said you were gonna do before the fight was signed, and you ain't got shit to worry about. So that's all I wanted to get up here and say, man. Salute the Money. Money did catch another body tonight, Dreeko. He caught him another body tonight. That was easy work. And shout out to everybody up here, man. Y'all keep rocking and doing y'all thing. I appreciate you.
Yo,
Yeah, absolutely.
what's up,
Appreciate you.
boys?
I
Let's
just want to
go.
touch on
Go ahead.
something, bro, right quick.
Go ahead,
When
Drake.
y'all say that it's absolutely delusional for TC to think this, we have to really go back to really the essence, and we got to go back to AB saying stuff about the money tip with Al Heyman. We got to go to Wilder that second that. Then we got to go to Sean Porter who thirded that. Then we got to go to the Paul brothers who said that they didn't get no money. We got to go to Big Dog Entertainment, which cast a lawsuit
Okay,
on
so Drake, when you get the name and all them things though, could you just stay on? Let me catch a super chat because we gonna stay on one at a time. Big Dog, what do you say? These ninjas making excuses for Cool Boy getting his ass whooped is getting ridiculous. One fool said that Cool Boy took a dive. You're not a boxing fan. All facts. So Drake, okay, when you said Adrian Bronner, then Adrian Bronner came back and apologized, right?
I
He
mean,
came.
but it's out there already.
Wait a minute, hold on. But when he said what he said, we knew what position he was in. He was in a 990 boo boo. I'm getting this money from BLK Prime because he knew Al Heyman was done feeding his ass because his money was gone. Al was looking out for him and he fucked himself over. Like we gotta hold these dudes' feet to the fire. So now when the money run out and you're in a bad position, now you want to talk down on Al. Let's be realistic. Then he came back and apologized. He said one number, then he came back and said Al gave him a bigger number, right? And then he admitted that maybe all the money was gone. Yeah, because he knew all the money was gone, but he knew Al was trying to look out for him, right? Then who you say? You said Sean Porter. What did Sean Porter say now after they did business all the way up to now, never switched over, never went to nobody else, right? His money was always straight. He never cried about a contract or him getting fucked over. He never tried to sue Al Heyman, things of that nature, right? Then you said Wilder. Wilder began treated good for a while. For a while. Even right now, he's still fucking with Al Heyman. So for what he's saying is, I don't know what you're saying, what he's saying to the possible.
Money.
Hold on, wait, let me finish. To where Al is fucking people over, things of that nature, right? Then you said the Paul brothers, they got paid. They came back and admitted they got paid, right? Floyd said they thought they were supposed to get shit right away, and it don't work like that. But they got paid. And the other cats that you said try to sue them, I don't know the fuck they is. So I can't really speak on that unless I go look it up and see what it was. But those names be calling out, call the side factor with those things as well.
It's and you was right when you said what you said. However, it's still in the atmosphere. They did say it. Then you got the Beyonce that sued them. Then you got the multiple lawsuits. Then you got the PBC. You got the shareholders of PBC shareholders even coming out to say, saying they wanted to sue him and even sue him and even call for PBC. The shareholders of PBC. They even said
I didn't see no big news about that.
I'll send you the clip. They even call PBC a shady entrepreneur or a shady entrepreneur. And they even launched a lawsuit. It wasn't successful, but that type of stuff is that stuff.
They lost.
But hold on 1 second.
Put that out there though.
But let me say that. Let me say that.
Put even though out there, don't just say one part of it. Now you said the shareholders.
But what I'm trying to get
lawsuit.
Okay, go ahead. You finish, man.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just saying, put it out there. Don't just give me one part of it, bro.
No, but what I'm saying is, my point is not that they lost or not, but this is in the atmosphere. So let's not act like TC is just waking up one morning and saying, "Oh, I don't trust PBC." These are the reasons right here. Even though they did do what you said do. They did launch a lawsuit and lost and failed, but that's still in the atmosphere. He's still hearing these things.
But
He's still
hold on,
hearing this.
Dreeko, and I ride with TC, and when it comes to Al Heyman, when it came to Broner, so you pick and choose what advice to take when these guys are emotional speaking. When Broner was talking to Al Heyman, y'all was using that as bait. When Broner started praising Al Heyman, talking about the back end money, y'all wasn't using it. So we pick and
No,
choose.
I'm not saying. I'm not
Hold on.
saying that. What I'm saying is, no matter what happens at the end, the beginning was what TC was hearing, and that
Yeah, but he
resonated.
did. But here's
So
my
you
thing.
can't say
Hold on. He's the
fuck
only
you, then
fighter.
apologize, because that fuck you was
No.
still gonna be in my mind.
Right,
You
but
see what I'm saying?
he's the only fighter. That's the problem I had with that, Dreeko. He's the only fighter that was going to the negotiation table with a trust issue when you ain't even did business with the man. Canelo, like Monnie said, Canelo came back and said Canelo is Al Heyman is the reason DAZN went to pay-per-view.
It don't
Correct me if I'm wrong. When
make a
Canelo,
difference if you hear them all these things.
hold on.
Okay.
Canelo said publicly, "I did great business with Al Heyman." That's when DAZN had to counter offer and start doing pay-per-views because they didn't believe in pay-per-views. The moment he left Al Heyman, DAZN turned to pay-per-view. What I'm pointing out is people are doing good business. Von Ismanorosian said something bad about Al Heyman because he had 2 or 3 losses and he went across the street. And then when he lose the Triple G, he apologized and said he wanted to come back. Look this stuff up.
I mean, I'm not saying that. All of that stuff is true, but what I'm saying is when they put that out in the atmosphere, let's not act like TC just woke up one morning and just assume that even though they came back and righted all of that, what was the first thing that they said? And that resonates too. So yeah, just like we can sit up here and say, oh, well, he said fuck you, but then he came back and apologized later. Okay, he still said fuck you though. You see what I'm saying? That's the point y'all missing. Yeah, all of that did happen on the back end. They did come back and apologize or whatever. The lawsuits did fail, but those lawsuits still happen. So maybe, perhaps, let's give TC the benefit of the doubt because we don't know how his mind state is. Maybe the beginning did resonate with TC. Maybe he is cool with Sean Porter to the point where he was in Sean Porter's wedding, and then Sean Porter said, hey, yeah, man, I agree with AB. You know that AB. Maybe that happened. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just assuming.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I have to deal with an individual person. Like for example, if someone tell me, "Hey, don't fuck with Money. Money a bitch ass nigga," you know what I'm saying? I gotta go into dealing with Money cautiously, but I gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. I can't go by somebody and say, "Oh, he this, he that, he that." If my dealings with Money is A100 all the time, I can't go based on somebody. I gotta go in and do my own dealings with him. Now I go in cautious, but that's what the contracts are for. See, if you reading your contracts and they diligent, you got your lawyers going through, then you ain't got no issues because everything is legitimate.
But didn't he go unconscious? He's here now. He's here now, so all of that is moot now.
Yeah, but what we're saying is this though. But even though you saying, oh, this is in the earth, this person in the earth, this person, yeah, and for the 2 handfuls of people that you named, right? It's 10 handfuls that's telling you that the business is going good. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not saying that though.
Hold on, no, let me finish. It's what you decide to listen to. You understand? So what you saying is okay, it's in the earth. It doesn't matter because it's in the earth, right? Oh yeah, they put that out there. So TC heard it in the beginning and this and the third. But even though you heard one thing on a man, you should always do your homework on whatever situation, bro. That's just the truth of the matter.
Well, we're not saying that though, Money. We're saying before he can even get to the homework state.
Let me finish,
okay, go ahead.
What I'm saying is, right, you still have to do your homework on the situation because if you a businessman, right, as TC is trying to be, because when he started fucking with Al Heyman, he just became his own boss, right? For us getting down to the nitty gritty and everything. So this is his first time, sitting at the table as your own man, doing a deal with a man that's been doing this shit for we know how long you've been doing it, right? And what y'all gotta do y'all homework under is Al Heyman is groomed by the best of the best in the Black Godfather, baby. You feel me? So understand who Al Heyman learned the game from, right? So go understand who he learned from, and then y'all will come back and be like, okay, y'all give him more. Not saying y'all, because when I say y'all, I ain't just point nobody out individually. I'm just saying in general, right? Go do your homework on who Al Heyman learned the game from and how he's a bad motherfucker, right? So when I look at the situation, all I'm saying is, yes, if a motherfucker come and put out there, oh man, they try to sue Al Heyman for $100 million, bro. Yeah. So okay, they went into the lawsuit, like you say. Oh yeah, they went and they lost. right? Or they try to sue Al Heyman and they said this about Al Heyman and this, that, and third. And then he turned around and this motherfucker apologized and he's saying, sorry, Al treated me like this and I still fuck with Al and I do this and I do that, right? Look at the situation people are in before they talking about a motherfucker. So what I'm saying is, even though you turn Bob Crawford and you're hearing, the beginning, look at the ending and then look at the people who telling you the good shit about Al Heyman because, like I said, for the 8 or 9 people you name, it's 100 motherfuckers that's overshadowing them, saying that Al is this, that, and the third. You got a motherfucking Leo Santa Cruz who named his son after Al Heyman, a Mexican man, named his son after Al Heyman. You got Danny Garcia daddy saying the only person that comes first before Al is God, and then they put Al. You heard Errol Spence said he ain't going nowhere. You heard all these great compliments on him, as bad as the bullshit ones as well. So it's all about how you take it and where you lean into it. So that's all I'm saying, bro. You just can't try to throw salt on a man without doing your homework on somebody, bro.
Yeah,
I got
that's
a question,
true.
Dreeko.
Yeah.
So you saying maybe this and maybe that. So what if it's maybe Bud was just using all this as leverage to catch Errol off with ring rust? Maybe he called Errol's bluff and was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go get this tune up and see if you wait on me, and now I'm gonna catch you off on a 1.5 year layoff."
No. Well, that I don't think that happened, bro. I don't think TC really did put that much thought in there to say I'm gonna wait till Earl get rusty to get him. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, he would have fought him right after the Danny Garcia fight when he was just coming off that accident. So I don't think that that's the case.
That wasn't gonna be the case because Earl haven't collected the belt from Ugas yet. He said he's gonna get all the belts
Well,
first.
he could have fought. Could Errol Spence have fought Danny Garcia right after the accident?
You mean fight Bud right
Well,
after?
yeah, Bud, right after the accident.
Nah,
Nah, he was
Bud
gonna
said
Yes,
fight
he
his
could have.
he was gonna fight his mandatory Danny
Bud said he ain't
Garcia.
want him.
No, Bud could have fought him, bro. And
Bud
Bud said no.
Bud
You
said he
go
ain't
fight.
want him.
Yeah,
But
you.
I don't think Earl was going straight into Bud after the accident. I think he was doing what he was gonna do on the PVC side. He still had business on the PVC side.
Which was
Well,
his
he said,
mandatory Danny Garcia, and then the belt with Ugas.
but bro, we all know that unification is Trump mandatories, right? So
Yeah,
if
but
Bud wanted
Ugas
that
won.
fight,
Yeah,
which
Ugas
they
won
had
that.
a conversation, and Bud said, no, bro, you go ahead and you go ahead and get Danny because I don't want no excuses. I want you to be 100%. So when we got to talk real. So no, I don't think that Bud was trying to wait Errol Spence out because if he was gonna do that, he would have got him after the accident. I would think.
Hey, Monnie,
Yeah,
before I get off, I definitely want to. I was agreeing with you before I got off. I don't know why I accidentally got off, but I definitely agree with you when you talking
go
about
ahead,
the
bro.
business, being a good businessman. Canelo was with Golden Boy, and Golden Boy called Al Heyman niggers. Excuse my language, but you know what he called? They called him. They had emails. You don't think Canelo heard negative stuff about Al Heyman, but when he did business with him, it's a totally different story, bro.
Yeah. Well,
Canelo ain't.
we
Canelo
talking
doing
to.
business with him. He
We
doing.
talking two different mind
Yeah,
states too, man. We talking a TC, which is a captain of the ship, and he got a huge ego, bro. You know what I'm saying? And some of his business moves ain't been too savvy. So we're not
Right,
talking
right,
about a
right.
savvy businessman. So when we say that, we try to figure out what he heard and how did he decipher it. Maybe he did hear that. Well, I know he heard it, and maybe he just took whatever they said because he over there with Bob,
I
and
get
he
what you're
took
saying.
that. And yeah, the weight was with who pays him. So yeah, he gonna go with that. That's who was paying him.
So
So yeah, I
so
would.
so you said so Dreeko. That's what I'm saying. It's a slam dunk case that Errol Spence made the fight, man.
Yeah,
That's pretty much what you're saying. It's a slam
that's
dunk
what I
case.
said. I said it in the debate.
Yeah,
I
it's
said
pretty
it.
much a slam dunk
My
case. I
man
didn't.
thought it
Yeah.
was a contradiction though, but I said heavy is the head that wear the crown. Earl Spence
Right,
got 3 belts. Let's not, you know what I mean?
right. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But yeah,
man,
I'm about to get off, guys, man. It was
yeah,
good
I'm getting
talking
ready to
on here
shut it
with
down
y'all,
too,
man.
man. I appreciate your higher
Much
run,
love,
man.
Ohio.
I appreciate you, champ.
Much love, Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
I'm
up?
about to get ready to shut it down too, man. I've been going for 3 hours, y'all. Y'all know my normal time is really 2, but I want to thank y'all boys for coming, man, and my brother Dreek coming on, showing love. You feel me? Being a good sport. You let me punch on them as usual. You feel me? But you know it's all love though. But
It's all love.
to my man Adonis K3, let me get some last words from you, bro.
Yeah, man. Shout out. I appreciate being on the panel. Shout out to the moderator. What's your name? So I know next time, moderator.
Jose.
Jose. Yeah, shout
Jose.
out Jose, Dreeko, Monnie, Key, TJ in the corner right here.
That's why Beezy.
YBZ, shout out. It was a good debate. Like I said, I had it 1-3-1. I like that take Dreeko used though when he would compare Bud to Kyrie using both hands, being able to go in and out. You know, I like that comparison. That was spot on.
You
But
had it one zip before I said Dreeko, my name Dreeko Bay. You was like one zip. I see you.
I had
I
it
see.
one zip carrying from the
I
debate
see.
this morning. I was there in ETB's chat.
Yeah, he was carrying over from the debate this morning.
Hey, that nigga, I said, you said we got Dreeko Bay and Dollars in there. Oh, money one zip.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like I said, I
hey,
was carrying over the
they had the
show. So you
scorecard
know what
filled
I'm
out
saying?
when they heard your name, champ. That's what
So,
you
Once
saying?
once I seen Key and Mark, what's the dude Mark? Once I seen Key and
yeah,
Mark wasn't coming, I reset it to SCO. You know what I'm saying? Okay, new fresh board, 131. You know, but
I want
if
Mark
y'all,
Marriage ass too. I'm gonna get his ass because he a little savvy motherfucker. I'm gonna get his ass.
yeah, hopefully it'll be on ETB show. Y'all, if y'all joining the shows
Oh,
tomorrow
for sure,
morning,
for sure, for sure. Y'all
and
make sure.
if y'all can't go to the fight, make sure y'all buy it. It's gonna be,
Sure.
crawfish don't like hot sauce, so make sure you have your plates ready and everything.
Yes, indeedy, my friend. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you, bro. My man, YBZ, let me get some last words from you, my brother.
Oh man, yeah, appreciate you, man. Shout out to Key, man. Dreek, I asked about you, champ. Good to see you back. Shout out to my man Zay. Great moderating, bro. But yeah, Monty, man, this is, bro. I mean, it's almost surreal that it's fight week, bro. I mean, it's like
Yes,
to think that like now we 3 days from it, basically. In a few minutes, bro. It's gonna be 3 days from the fight. It's gonna be
and let
Wednesday.
me put this out there for my man YBZ. So, YBZ was once on turns Bud Crawford side, Drake. So, yeah, we got one back on your ass. Tell him why, YB.
Yeah.
Tell him why, YB. Yeah. Thank you, Shady Queen. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Queen.
yeah.
Don't put him on the spot like that. Money, why you doing like that?
Because Dreeko, he switched up on us, but we got one back in YB's. But all I'm saying is we got
Yeah, I used to
all
pick Bud. I told everybody I used to pick Bud. Dreek, I just see the
we got
film, man. I be
YB's
watching
out
the
here,
film.
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I just be
heard
watching the
Dreeko side. I
film.
want to hear YBZ side.
Yeah.
Nah,
I
you
got
gonna hear it. Hey, next show,
your
next show.
homework on YB, baby. Do your homework on YB. YB is coming for everybody. Everybody, just watch.
Hey, I've been doing that. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Bud is still one of my favorite fighters. I just don't like how he was moving lately, man. Like Drake say, but he got a reason. He had people in his ear and shit like that, bro. The business actually turned me more so against Bud than actually the product in the ring. Like the product in the ring, I know Bud is what he is. That's why I say Bud is great. There ain't nothing you can say about him in the ring. So when Drake compare him to Kyrie, bro, yeah, he's everything that people say he is. I just think Errol gonna be too much. I think he's gonna overwhelm him. But we'll see, man. I mean, that's why we watch the fights, and I can't wait to see. May the best man win, but I got Spence winning, man. UD.
That's right. That's right. I
Yeah.
appreciate you, my
Shout
brother,
out to
man.
Monnie. Hey, Monnie, you doing a show with ETB? Every Monday through Friday now.
Every day, Monday through Friday, man. 1:30 Central Time, 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific.
Okay, yeah, man. I'm gonna come check y'all out, man. Shout out to y'all. Hey, shout out to you, Big Dreek. Yeah, much love, man. Much love to you, big bro, Monnie.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. My brother, my brother Key. Let me get some last words, Key.
Man, I'm over here finally getting to eat. Man, hell of a show. Uh, Great panel. You know what I'm saying? Great panel, man. Great debate. Man, shit. Like I said, man, I was entertained. Y'all kept me entertained with everything I had going on. But man, yeah, make sure that you come through. Check out me and Money B tomorrow. Once again, 11:30 Pacific time, 1:30 Central, and 2:30 on the East Coast. And all right, we gonna keep it going. We gonna keep it going. It's unfinished business. But yeah,
Forward.
make sure that y'all hit Money Brown like button and continue to support my brother for sure. And salute once again to everybody on the panel, man. Great panel.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that, my brother.
Salute, Key.
Man, my dog, my brother Dreek. Let me get some last words from you, my brother.
Oh, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate my brothers Money Brown and my brother Keon and everybody Zay on the panel. My man, who's that on the left? Who's on the left of me?
Adonis.
Oh, Donis, man, I appreciate you, man. Everybody on the panel in the chat that was throwing tomatoes and all of that, man. But man, I'm just glad to be able to talk to these this boxing with these brothers, man. I don't certain things going in people's you don't never know what's going on in people's real life, man. And it's boxing channels, man. They keep you occupied for that time, man. So I appreciate, if you had something going on in your life to tune in to these brothers, man, and for that couple hours, man, come deal with us and talk this boxing or whatever it is. Let that cease for that moment, man, and get over with. Time heals almost anything, man. So, I appreciate that, man. Another thing, man, I wanted to touch on, I got TC beating Errol Spence because of his habits outside the ring. I think they're going to catch up to him in this fight right here. Errol Spence played boxing. He played boxing for 7 to 8 years. And I think that time that Errol Spence robbed us was the Errol Spence with the shag. I think he robbed us of them years for playing boxing. And from experience, you cannot play boxing. So for people to come up here and say, not only did he play boxing for 7 to 8 years, but after the 7 to 8 years, he had a 3-year layoff, and then he gonna come back and just against the number one contender with one fight in 3 years and actually win. Not only show up, but actually win against a elite active boxer with Terence Crawford. I think that you're gonna see EJ actually age in this fight. He's gonna show everything in this fight. He's gonna show his bad habits is gonna come out in this fight, and the car accident is gonna come out in this fight. You're gonna see all of his bad habits that he does inside the ring. That's gonna be exposed. And I got TC stopping him at 9, man. Much love to everybody, man, from Brooklyn to all of y'all, man. Much love and much respect.
All right, well, before you go, you got a Twitter?
No.
I don't.
We get up out of here, dog. We get up out of here, my boy.
I was just making sure
everybody
got a Twitter.
Man, my brother. So I'm gonna put y'all in the back, Adonis. My brother Dreek, I'm gonna hit you up, bro. It's all love. My brother Zay, thank you so much for coming through, rocking out with me, because I don't know what the hell Dreek talking about with all that outside the ring shit. Because I'm gonna shut that down on the way out, Shane. Right? But let me get some last words for you, my big bro.
All the outside of the ring shit don't play no part when they jump in the ring. So they gotta be who they gotta be in there, and that's it. I got a huge shout out to Dreeko, for coming back up after the ETB thing this morning. He doghouse rules. He went from one right into the other one. So much respect to him for he didn't back down from the fight, from the debate. He came up. Like I say, everybody won as far as the fans for this fight. We finally got it. So I don't care if I ask the wrong questions, the right questions, because every question is going to be answered on the 29th. And it's going to put into speculation, to the assumptions, to the fanboys, fangirls, and everything that everybody got to say. Everybody was. I just think that we need to stop downplaying and hating on these people and talking bad about these people because it takes away from the fight. One thing I like about Canelo, in every fight he ups his opponents, because that just makes his win that much bigger. He always gives them respect, how they good at a certain thing. He ain't downplaying them. He ain't dirty talking them, talking down on them, because it takes away from the fight. If you build up your opponent, it only makes your victory that much more sweeter. And I think EJ gonna take it. Like I say, I just feel like his game plan has to be sort of like what Inouye did to Fulton this morning. I think Crawford gonna come in trying to clinch, get off and clinch. As long as EJ can set the pace and dictate what's gonna happen in that ring, EJ gonna come out victorious.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. I appreciate you, my brother Zay. Thank you so much for coming through, moderating for your boy, coming through with the questions. Did a great job, bro. And I appreciate it. That basketball question, that motherfucker was a good one. That threw me for, I had to really think like shit. You know what I mean? But I liked it. I think that the chat liked it too. I seen people giving comments in the chat, giving you praise and saying, oh yeah, they liked it that one as well. That's why I got to give AB his flowers. He never will stop. But I'm going to say this about EJ in this fight. It's going to be a hell of a fight that we're about to enjoy. I don't know what Dreeko talking about with outside the ring shit, because Errol showed us inside the ring what he was doing, and he let you know that all the outside the ring shit was cut out. So if you can go in there and do that to Danny Garcia and do that to your Dennis Ugas the way you did it to him, right? You ain't too short from doing what you got to do to Terence Crawford. Errol is up in his level for this fight. Like you say, he ran that extra mile. He scored that extra round. He knows Terence Crawford, so it's making him that much more happier, right? And, he's going to get into the ring with an animal. He know what he into the ring with. One thing Errol said is, I'm not naive, bro. I'm not. I seen my brother Reg come here too, man. I missed out on showing my brother Reg some love. Reg, I don't know if you're still in the building or not, bro. But you know, you know, he's a realist, bro. And when you're a realist, you're not faking yourself out. You're not trying to make yourself believe some shit that ain't true or nothing like that, bro. You know what you're going up against. You're putting the hard work in for it, and it's going down. You feel me? It's going down. So Saturday night, Errol Spence will be ready for the best. Terence Crawford out there. Terence Crawford better be ready for the best Errol Spence. So if you selling yourself short on EJ, that's your problem. Because EJ ain't selling himself short on nothing. You feel me? And when it's done, and when Earl hand is raised, I'm gonna be looking for Dreeko to have his ass right back over here, and apologizing and saying, man, y'all got did it, man. He did it. Say the excuses. I don't want to hear shit about no judges, about no referees, no Al Heyman, no none of that. You feel me? So when EJ go here and take this scrap and become undisputed, the best thing y'all man can do, because he got it in the contract, is ask for his rematch. That's it. That's all. You feel me? So I appreciate everybody for coming through, rocking out with me. My brother Smoking Bud, I see you. So everybody came through, show love in the super chat, show love in the cash app. I appreciate y'all, man. It's all love. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. Like I said again, 1:30 Central Time, 2:30 Eastern, and 11:30 Pacific. We will be on my brother Everything Boxing Show, giving y'all more great content leading up to this fight, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking out with Monnie B. Much love, much appreciated. I'll check y'all all out tomorrow, man. I will be live too tomorrow after that show. So y'all come join me tomorrow as well, man. But appreciate y'all. Y'all be safe out there. Love your family. Love your kids. And your boys up out this bitch.